Hello, hello, everybody. Luscious Sources. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday evening, 10:19 Eastern Standard Time. Whew. We missed football, but that looked like a Lions game, didn't it? A little sloppy, up and down, but there's a lot to talk about. Look, we're having fun. It was sloppy. That's the word you're going to use. It was sloppy, but you're not playing starters. There was good, there was bad, and there was ugly. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening. Hope everybody's having a good time. Sat back. First of all, I want to know, how did you take in the game? Did you watch it? Were you there in Cincy, hanging out at a bar? It's great to be able to talk to you now after watching 3 hours of football. We got a lot to talk about. Luke Altmaier, Ahmed Hassanin, Jacob Sailors, Ennis Rakestraw. You guys will give me the update. Christian's on the news desk. I'm sorry, guys. First bold take. Look, man, you got to cut bait with guys that you just can't go to war with. It's just the way it is. If Ennis Rakestraw can't make a tackle without hurting himself, look, unfortunately, this is the NFL. You know, it just sucks. Makes a play early on in the game. Obviously, Jamar Chase is going to have an inside move. He gets a completion against Rakestraw. Fine. Rakestraw has a nice pass breakup. Then he makes a tackle against the Bengals running back, and he's hurt. That's just unfortunate. But you guys are already aware. You just don't have that trust anyway. And that's why when we do reports and say, hey, his stock is up, you guys say, we don't trust him. And look, hopefully Dan Campbell goes up there. You guys, Luscious Sources, will tell me in the chat what the heck was going on. Miles Frazier, not good. Isaac Tesla, not good. Ooh, Luke Altmaier looked like an undrafted rookie. Okay, that's what you get with an undrafted player. He has something, has zip, has poise, but multiple turnovers, and that's what a first performance looks like. That's why 7 rounds go by and nobody picked him. He's not going to sniff the competition in regards to Josh Dobbs. That's pretty clear. But let's get the pleasantries out of the way. I'm the Doc, John McAroon, NFL reporter for On Sports Illustrated. Making sure that we are going to discuss honestly what happened today. I want to know what you guys thought. And like I said, you come here for real Detroit Lions talk. Did you hear the puff shit that just came out of the postgame? My key takeaway for lovely team produced content. My lovely takeaway is Luke Altmaier is composed. He settled down and the defense played good. Yeah, did you love the first thing that they said? That was hilarious. I almost laughed. My first thought is Luke Altmaier was composed and the defense settled in. But luckily, TJ Lang finally said, yeah, there's going to be some shit on the tape that we didn't like. Yeah, and it's going to be Miles Frazier. It's going to be Isaac Tesla dropping the ball. The missed tackles. The horrific. What would you call what Luke Altmaier did? It is a center quarterback exchange. They made that a folly. But that's fun. Football's back, baby. We can talk about it honestly. We don't have to do no puff shit here where we got to be like, my takeaway is Luke Altmaier looked good to me. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was the Tigers broadcast is like, hey, easy on the pleasantries. When the Tigers broadcast team is like, whoa, you're trying to spin some shit here. That was hilarious. Go back and play it. And look, by and large, I think the smart thing is to turn down the television and listen to Dan Miller. That's the smart thing to do. Early roll call. Steve-O Baby, Coach Walk, the unknown Lion fan. Him and I are working on our sleuthing skills together. Gavis Concon's in the house. Ian Cogswell is in the building. Thank you guys for the new members that signed up. Tony Sierra, Saif, K. Will. All the Luscious Sources are here. You know where to come. 55 Radbolt, Edith Paul. Good to see Tony Sierra in here. 515 Earl. Mishanuga. I know Steve-O Baby will bring some good takes. Jay Bond knows what's up. We got to start with him. Did anyone bet on Rakestraw making it out of the game healthy? They probably in Vegas couldn't put those odds out. That would be what? Ennis Rakestraw making it out of the game healthy would have been plus 10,000. It's unfortunate, man. It's just bad luck. It is what it is. Some players like Sione Vaki, Ennis Rakestraw, you might have to cut bait. Steve Wild was in here. All right, now we got the pleasantries out of the way. Good stuff. I'm curious your guys' reaction. Here's how it goes. We will read a lot of your comments. Super chats go right to the front of the line, and you jump the topic. Whatever it is, as long as acceptable. It just stinks that all night long, all we're hearing is Ennis Breakstraw from Rieger MM. It just stinks. I mean, you guys were all ready for it. It just stinks. Oh, scouting to the max. It's like trade Tesla for 3 7th-rounders. Woo! Lions fan Brazil is in the house. He knows what's up. He's smashing the emojis. Love you, Lions fan Brazil. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's just break it down. I was excited. Hopefully, I was a little concerned the weather would get in the way when you saw the early weather, but you're like, okay. Now, as always, I'll pimp Lions on SI. We have post-game coverage, my takeaways that I was writing, and we have, if you want to know who played, it's already there. Everything that you want to know. We're going to talk about it all. Terrion Arnold found a new home. Woo-wee. We'll talk about it all. So first, I'm excited. You're sitting down watching. Okay, Luke Altmaier's zipping the ball. This is looking good. Liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay. And then we're like, wait a minute. Who is this character playing the number 18? Who is this dude? Who is this person that is playing the wide receiver position with the number 18? That don't look like Isaac Tesla. What happened to him? What happened to his mojo? Something is going on there that is concerning because he was listed as a week 2 loser by multiple outlets, and his training camp hasn't been good. He hasn't been separating. He hasn't been doing, and it's the age-old adage, you practice, and then that's what you look like in the game. The drop early, the one, it did seem like the ball, I joked on my halftime reaction video, I don't think Isaac Tesla was used to someone zipping the ball to him. When you got Jared Goff, you got that extra second to put your hands up. You can go like this to catch a Jared Goff ball. And the ball will hit you. He was like this, and the ball already hit his face. Luke Altmaier was throwing a fastball. He was like this, and the ball had already hit his face. Interception. That's bad luck. He doesn't look the same. So that was concerning. And you get the touchdown from Flacco to the tight end after Altmaier has the exchange. That was horrific. Oh, that was ugly. I mean, there's only a few. I think our winners and losers list comes out in about an hour. Jake Bates will be on it. He's a winner. Sailors will be on it. Abney's a winner. Whiteside. But first of all, did you come away going, what the hell is wrong with Isaac Tesla? And then obviously, that's, we'll start with what's wrong. And obviously, pretty soon we'll get to, wow, Ahmed Hassani. And again, I'm not going to toot my own horn. But I will say one more time that the local media, 90% of your local media did not know Ahmed Hassani well enough to include him in their 53-man roster before the season. I had him in. I knew he was going to work his tail off, and they crossed his name out. They put his name in the 53-man roster and crossed it off. They said, we need to see it. Well, now you saw it. And again, I'm not right always. But I knew I was going to be right on Ahmed Hassani. He's going to make the team. I mean, when his family's like, hey, this guy is something different, you got to believe it. His dad ain't going in their chats. Although I got to figure out where he went. Did I say something to offend him? Did he get the hey, don't talk to that guy message? But Mr. Hassani, Thank you for the intel, for the time when you shared it. That's why in my 53-man roster before the season, I said he is in. No questions asked. I don't need to see him. And I get the other media are slow to catch up to his passion and his energy. But we knew it here. Mishanuga, thanks for the post game and for the luscious sources. Of course, man, I was excited. Thursday's the best. You know what they say, right? The freaks come out at night. The freak comes out at night. That's me. I'm docile in the daytime. I go about my business. I calm and rational. And then when you turn the lights on, the predominant sports fan comes out in Detroit. Nobody hated more than me. Nobody's got the energy like me. Articles, podcasts, halftime reactions. Come on, do more than me. Let's go. You know, and I got to hang out with the family today. It was great. That 7:00 game, got to hang out with my two daughters. Had a good time. I got the energy, baby. Thank you for the luscious sources. Make sure if you hear anything about Ennis Rakestraw, let me know. I know Christian will as well. Tony Sierra, Doc, thanks for bringing the energy. Hell yeah. Energy for days. You know, thank you guys that tuned in yesterday to the tape show. You saw that I got in late. If you want a Richard Marks review, got to hit a super chat. But I'll say goosebumps. At 62 years old, the man brought it. Woof. Woof. Motor City Soundboard is a place to enjoy a concert. Mac Queen gets in, or Mac Keen. The Mac, talking to the other Mac. Ahmed Hassanin, say his name. Mr. Ahmed Hassanin, 99. Capital M, capital R, Ahmed Hassanin. The doc put him in his 53-man before the season. Telling you, he's going to make it. It's the return of the Mac up in the Luscious Sources chat room. By the way, did you see the professional graphics that the Lions threw out there? 31 Brian Branch, 31 Kirby Joseph. Put that in your files. Your graphic design team needs to be stepping it up for the public to consume. It's a little embarrassing to do that. When you produce the team stuff and you do that, that's embarrassing for you. Because I'm going to see it, and I'm going to, of course, say that's not really professional to run a graphics department like that. But I always laugh because, well, you know, graphic design people, you got to kind of be a little firm with them. Because they will send you products like that. That's what graphic design people do. If you don't know, the Lions decided that Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch were the same number, 31. Right now, everyone's loving Ahmed. Of course, it's Ahmed and Isaac Tesla. Those are the two players early on. And I'm hearing Dan Campbell's voice in the TV in the other room. So I know he's talking. He's talking on the television. Let's see. Let's do a little peek on the reports on what is being said. Okay, good. We have our update. Breaking news. Arm contusion for Ennis Rakestraw. Not serious. Arm contusion. Fingers crossed, man. I don't know. It's hard to trust him. Is this going to happen every game? Fingers crossed. Now that you hear that, arm contusion for Ennis Rakestraw. Does that bring you down a little bit? And the Luscious Source follows right behind me. It's the Doc and the Luscious Source. Good. Ryan Green gets in. Doc, I may be late. I know it's the first week, but how'd you feel about the play calling? Look, it's vanilla. I joked. It was a joke, and I think people caught on. You know, I said that Drew Petzing brought his Arizona offense to the team. You know, there was a sequence there where it was like pass to Jack. I think it was pass to Lovett, and then a run. I think that you're not going to see the full breadth, and you don't have the starters. But from what I saw, it looked okay. They were trying to good pass mix, trying to see different people. Cedric Wilson, trying to see Black. So that's good. Dan Campbell, it's not major. It's not a headshot. We just think he got a little contusion in the arm. It kind of made him numb. We think he'll be all right. Dan says he's not surprised Ahmed got 2 sacks. What did you guys think of Blake Miller? We'll get to that, Tony. Very good. We will get to his performance. Okay. We will get to that first. Let us review everything in the notes before, because we're live right here. And obviously, he's not playing next to Tate Ratledge, but we'll talk about it. For sure. Don't worry. We will talk about Blake Miller. That's key. He didn't make my takeaways list. That wasn't the first thing I thought of. The first thing I just laid out was the 4 or 5 things I thought from the game. But what did you guys think? What did you guys think of Blake Miller? Justin May's like, that was not a great game. Terrible game. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys. It's humbling to get 70 YouTubers for a first time post preseason takeaway video. 162 on X, so 250 people right off the bat going up against the behemoths of the YouTube world. Thank you guys. Smash the like button. Maybe we'll set a big goal of 100 likes tonight. We'll talk. First of all, let's just start with the basics. Detroit Lions football is back. It was a terrible game, but we're all sickos. We're watching this shit. Football is back. Something to talk about. Something to talk about. We're breaking down coaching decisions. I love it. Preseason for coaching too. Accepted a penalty that only took us to 4th and 11 instead of taking the field goal, and then chose to re-kick it. Yeah, you know. Did you like Dan Campbell going for it a couple times on the 29-yard line, 4th down? Gavis Concon says, I think they played Haas a bit too much. He looked great. He did. He was ready to go. I think Ahmed Hassanin is going to benefit most from playing in the preseason. But like I said, he showed it. That's it. Sit him. Sit him for the rest of the preseason. He's good. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to be saved. He needs to be in that club now where you say, don't play him. He needs to be in the 97 club. Sit on your ass. Lions, fan, Brazil, Detroit. You know what's up. Oh, that's a good one from Rieger. Someone forgot to charge the Tesla. Can we find a supercharger for Tesla? That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm sorry, Rieger. I'm going to steal it, but I'm going to give you credit. We credit the group as the luscious sources. So we have to share that. That's really good. Someone forgot to charge the Tesla. Who? What is going on? What is going on? I just feel like, are some of the weaknesses that he brought to the table now just getting exposed and we were all just fanboying out? Zach J. Tesla, you mean 3/3? He's got to be doing better. Yeah, you can't do that. Even in the preseason, you got to showcase some separation, some ability, Ryan, California gives me no Lions coverage, so all the beat writers on Twitter are my updates. How was McLaughlin and Altmaier? Did you think? I heard Mahogany was the SHIT. Look, not the best for Miles Frazier. He was by far the worst. McLaughlin, I think, did okay. There was some early runs up the middle. Jacob Sailors, I thought, made the offensive line look good. And I'll get you guys Campbell's quote on Blake Miller here in a second. But I think that when we look at it, I think that we can walk away saying Jacob Sailors can do some things with a healthy offensive line. I think Pacheco, Gibbs, Jacob Sailors makes me a little more comfortable than with Vaki. For sure. And as Coach Walk said, Tony's like, just dump Vaki. I don't know. At home he might pick it up. Peter Van Larhoven, 1461 says Tesla's another horrible Holmes pick. He's got to step it up. I don't have the official snap counts, but we'll have those in the morning. But yeah, around there he played a healthy amount. And Campbell just spoke on Blake Miller, so we'll get you the quote on what he said about him. Cincinnati doesn't have the Tesla charging ports for Isaac Tesla. Yes. Cameron B. Abney was solid, definitely. Who did you guys think played well? Who caught your eye? You guys are crushing it early, bringing the energy. We'll go as long as you guys want. So, yes, Dan Campbell's presser is currently on. You can type in what he's telling me. I'm getting the updates just as like you guys are from Christian. And also, too, roll call. Where are you guys listening in from? Where are we listening in from? I am in the great city of Macomb Township, Michigan, the fine city that is family, town, business oriented. Yeah, what's Dan going to say? I'm panicked about a third round pick. He's going to be fine. Sometimes it's going to take time. It's early. Dan's not going to trash a draft pick in public. That will never happen. But if he does, he's going to say we're going to need, like he did with Rakestraw, he's got to say he's got to step it up. Waterford, nice. Edith checks in at Jackson, Michigan. Austin Taylor Ennis, man. Yeah. That's what happened to Terrion Arnold last year with the shoulder and the concussion. But they say he should be okay. He got a little numb, arm contusion. So hopefully that's a good sign. For the hits, did not like my joke. It was a joke. I was being funny. I'll say I was being facetious. That's the good word. I put a post that Drew Petzing brought his Arizona Cardinals offense. I was being facetious. Facetious. I was being facetious, but that was funny. Let's see some of the comments on that tweet. I said Drew Petzing is deploying his Arizona Cardinals defense. John T liked it with a haha. Les Miles, Masculinity Alive says Doc's bitter. Forgive him for his posts. Do I look bitter? Luscious sources. Do I look bitter? It's facetious. And Mike gets in. Arizona kind of looks high powered with Mike LaFleur. I was being facetious. Austin, look, I think they dodged a bullet with Ennis week one, but it's hard to trust him. I think most of this group is going to say that they don't trust Ennis Rakestraw. Make sure you smash the like button. There's 80 of you in here right now. Adam is in Lansing. Nice. Are you near the Martin Luther King Boulevard Drive? If you take Martin Luther King, I will say a certain route might have been had from yours truly 2 decades ago. Hagedorn, down the way, past the university, down the way, Hagedorn, all the way down to Martin Luther King, and then you make that right. And then you have a good night. To the library. I think the address of the library was on Martin Luther King Drive. If you know, you know. And I'm not going to explain it any further. Gavis Concon, this D is much worse than last year. No, come on. The defense was okay. Remember, that's not the defense. The depth, what we're talking about, the depth could have some concern. Depth along the offensive line, depth in the secondary. But this is not the Lions. Remember, these are not starters. These are the guys that are fighting for a job. Rieger says, Rake is baked. Mishanuga says, the only question I have is, did you play your cards right? Sort of. Amazing experience last night. Amazing experience. So what happened? Go to the concert. We go right to the place next door. And I'm telling you, I'll post maybe a photo online one day. They made an amazing old fashioned. So I already had a couple at the concert, got liquored up more there. So you get home. I did not drive. So I get home and we're all like, I think this is a great night. And I was watching TV and then I woke up in the morning. So last evening was fun, adult, head spinning, like, what's going on? And fun, like, so I had fun last evening, but did not play the cards right the way I was supposed to. But it was fun, man. I had the bet. I mean, it was a bullet old fashioned smoked that the bartender, Eric, was amazing. So I was like, I want another one, please. Honestly, Hassanin looked like he took a big step, was all over the place. My highlight player of the night, him. Sailors, Miller was solid. Altmaier wasn't terrible. 2 mobile quarterbacks is weird. Let me just see. I'm doing a quick concurrent check on how many people are on the site. Thank you guys for your humble support. 300 people at night on a Thursday and checking out the site. I'm just doing a little stat check to see, because we don't need to, in terms of just a little inside baseball. If the takeaway story is doing good, I don't have to put the Ennis story up right away. Just doing a little inside baseball. So I'm like, if takeaways is fine, let me know. But thank you guys. Smash the like button. So first key takeaway, the Tesla was not charged. Second takeaway, Ahmed Hassanin was an OG. He's an OG. And you see what the benefit of that is that he can battle, use some moves. He can compete at the big end spot, and he can win some battles. So I think used in certain situations, you have a player that can compete and provide an energy boost with Derek Moore and with DJ Wonnum. That's a nice combination, along with Tyler Lacey. That's going to play. That is going to play. That guy. Okay. Very good. Quickly here. And those are good questions if you want to know some inside baseball of what's going on here in the group. Doc, can you tell us why you're calling us luscious sources? So, the people that don't know reporting, they just hate the word sources. And they're just like, first of all, people are like, tell us who you talk to, which is never going to happen. So the outsiders who are pretending that they know what they're doing and doing YouTube shows and pretending like they're reporters are questioning people that actually have done the job and get paid to do it still. So they don't like the word sources. So I'm getting a lot of information from a lot of different places. So now I don't currently have a working credential, but I still have 50 people texting me all day long. So nothing changed other than my location. Other than when my wife hits the location to find me, it's not at Allen Park. But people talk to me all day long. So one show, I was doing a show and I was telling people, sources, and I was telling people, now that I'm openly a Michigan State fan and I openly troll Michigan and I call the Slappies, and I call the blog sites weak and basically the big P word, I'm getting a lot more critiques of people who don't even understand how to read, and they just somebody said to me, simple, just type in luscious in your replies. Cause I actually like going in chats and replying to people who hate on me. So they just said, type in amazing, luscious. So I said, you know what? That you guys are the biggest source of information now that I enjoy more than the media, more than anybody. You guys are the ones. So you guys are the luscious sources. And now when anybody asks me, hey, John, how did you know how many people attended the game? How did you know the weather? How did you know this? I have luscious sources all over the world, and I'm never going to declare them. They're luscious sources, you all. And then I'm going to apply it. I'll say it on the air. You guys in the chat are the luscious sources, and everybody that talks to me on a phone is a luscious source. It's just an unprofessional word that I can spit out to kind of diffuse that you guys hate sources. Because you guys are like, tell me who tells you things. Like, the problem is, and the person who tells me things is not going to tell me anymore. And some fans can't even read. They can't even understand what the source said to then decipher it for you guys. That's the funny part. They just say, you don't have anybody. I have 2 phones. I don't talk to nobody. Nobody. I just guessed that David Montgomery is getting traded. I just guessed it off the top of my head. That's the best. The best. So you guys are the luscious sources. All right. Ahmed Hassanin is going to be somebody that makes the team. Unless barring an injury, he's going to make the team. Anakin, God, people, there's so much positive stuff, and yet you're dooming. We're still early. We're right now 50-50. We're talking about Tesla being a concern, Rakestraw we can't trust, and right now the positive that we're starting with is Hassani. It's still early. It's still early, Anakin. We're still going through the show. We haven't finished. But yeah, there's some things to be concerned about. And it's just a mix because I go back and forth. I'm just bouncing around. Listen, they don't read on the west side. No, I don't know. Listen, it's funny. You can, like I said, and I think it was Mark Twain that said it, or somebody said it, that, and I actually kind of now believe it, that you can give an idiot all the facts in the world. An idiot will never understand it. But I still try to help you guys become media literate and understand what you're talking about. I mean, you got people that say that said Jahmyr Gibbs is not holding out. That's never happening. Amon-Ra told the camera, and I trust him. He told NFL Network that Jahmyr Gibbs is not holding out. Well, I'm like, well, I trust John Jansen because he works for the team, and he's a team partner, and he was a former Lion, and I'm not going to dismiss him. So that's the difference. And John Jansen has become a newsman. John Jansen, you luscious sources, some of you didn't trust John Jansen. Well, I interviewed the gentleman as he worked his way up, and I told you on Twitter, don't dismiss Dr. Jimmy Leout. Don't dismiss John Jansen. You guys were like, some of you YouTubers, and you know who you are, were like, I'm good. Amon-Ra said that Jahmyr's not holding out. I'm good. I'm like, oh my God, you are so you don't know anything. You don't know that people are going to spin shit to be positive. So John Jansen said that Terrion, he talked to people in Seattle and that he was going to get signed. John Jansen broke it, not Adam Schefter. John Jansen of the Ticket broke it. Give him the credit. And how I know? Because I learned his story. When he got inducted into the Michigan Hall of Fame, I interviewed the man for a good 15 minutes on my podcast. And I saw how he grinded to get from a former NFL player up through the Big Ten Network to become an announcer. He's not just some guy spitting things on the ticket because he tells you things you don't want to hear. So I will still fight to tell you people, until someone does something that you don't trust people. I'm too damn good for credentials. No, listen. God said you need to be happy. You need to play more golf, spend more time with the family. We know who you are. Extra trim. Reading is for rich people. Right? No, listen, it's not even reading. The problem is not reading. You all read. The problem is comprehending what you read. I can't make you comprehend. And I can't. I mean, listen, here's the thing. I truly believe I'm closer to being real to the truth than the journalists are. Look what the television broadcast spit out. They said Luke Altmaier was something that they were like trying to gloss over his turnover. They're trying to gloss it over a little bit. And the defense, the defense. Comprehending. I bet Hassanin Mahdi is a proud papa right now. I hope Mr. Mahdi is in a happy place and he knows. I mean, he already knows. I just wish, hopefully, he wasn't banned from coming on here, but I get it if he was. Because nobody can control the doc. You just can't. Nobody can control what happens here because I own the Detroit Sports Podcast. The name says owner. Henrik Huckleberry gets in. My husband coaches football, and he says that we are severely underrated this year. I see us winning the division and making it to at least a conference championship. And you're coming in here with the Henrik Huckleberry name? I like it. Listen, I do think that, look, there's benefits. Yeah. You're talking to me. If you say that, the schedule is going to help them. The offense is going to be great. If the defense can step it up a little bit as the starters, yeah, you could see a playoff run for sure. I never said that they would have a terrible season. Never once. I have them at 10, 11 wins. I just don't think that they're Super Bowl good with what the Rams have done, and the Rams are going to add at the deadline. They're going for it. Michinuga says, I'm your Huckleberry. As you know, 3 super chats. It's an odd number. Okay, Will, I wonder how many snaps the starters will get. I think the decision was fine that Dan Campbell made. Chris Isaac on X gets in. Altmaier played decent for the first NFL game. Tesla is to blame for the interception. I think the kid has potential. Okay. I'm a little bit more on the side of not liking the fact. Okay, so now in the Luscious Sources chat, we were talking about Tesla. What's your concern? Ahmed Hassanin, obviously one of the stars of the game. Luke Altmaier, what did you think about him? The takeaway is he's raw. He's not going to be a backup to Jared Goff. He's raw. There's things you like, things you don't, but obviously you can't have that many turnovers. Obviously you can't botch the center exchange. That was horrific. The Tesla pick, okay, you can say maybe that's on Tesla, fine. But the second one, hey, the game didn't end. 16-14 down. You didn't get the onside kick. Oh, that's a moment. That's a little knot of, in crunch time, he came up a little short against weaker competition. That's a little demerit. I grade him a C+. Ahmed deserves to talk to the media. Ahmed Hassanin is somebody that is not a surprise. His father came in this group and said, he would be fine. It's weird. Like, one of the young stars of the team is Egyptian, Middle Eastern, passionate. The new team president is Lebanese. But the hardcore Lebanese reporter, they said, is too hot to handle. You talk about the media too much. I get it. When you like, they're like, who the hell drinks Hennessy during a podcast interview? The doc files were filled to the max. They're like, when it got into the second room, the doc files, they said it's too hot to handle. Anakin is fighting the good fight. And I'm proud of you, Anakin. Keep it. Keep doing it. We need you. You balance out us people who have more, like, I have 3 decades more of pain than you. So you bring that youthful energy. We need it. I will never give in to the SOL misery. It's not misery. See, here's Anakin, the part where we can have the nice conversation about the Lions fairly. When you're 47 years old, okay, and you have 30 more seasons of shit that you've seen with the Lions and weird stuff with officials, coaches come in and flame out, general managers who start off hot but then go waste a whole draft class and thump their chest like they did something when they got to the NFC Championship game and choked. Brad Holmes actually acted like Doc. He actually acted like me. That's not what he's supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? The Brad Holmes file that I'm keeping says, whoa, wait a minute. You're out here thumping your chest and you choked the game away. You didn't do nothing but make the Lions normal. Okay, so what we're saying is we have championship vision, like get us back to being a relevant team consistently, and then do the things that maybe other teams do that win championships. So what Brad is doing is close. It's like a B- plan, but there's an A plan, and he ain't following it yet. And you could say, well, he's making all-in moves with his own guys. Well, the last piece of memory we have is a 9-8 season where a lot of guys get hurt and we don't have consistent success like I was told if you draft and develop. And now Brad Holmes has spent $1 billion on his own picks. We'll see, but keep bringing the positivity. What did you guys make of Altmaier? I thought a couple throws had zips. You like his mobility, you like his athleticism, but that last drive was not good. That multiple turnovers, not good. So I would give it a C+. That's how I would grade Altmaier. We need room to grow. I think he has a chance to keep growing, but he's not going to win the backup job. But Anakin, I keep imploring you, don't let people like me and others bring you down. The hope that you bring is really nice to read. And then one day in 20 years, I'll be old and you'll then come in here and be like, shit, you were right, Doc. And then I'll be, when I'm 60, if I'm still doing this, oh, look out. The audience will triple and the shit that comes out of my mouth will be even crazier. If the Lions have not won a Super Bowl in the next 20 years, I'll be like, I remember Anakin in 2016 would come on the night show at night and just tell me, I said, I told you, little motherfucker. I told you, just wait and see. I think when you hit 45, you start realizing, holy shit, the Lions could never win the Super Bowl. That thought has to enter your brain. You also have to understand that thought now, when you're about 45, goes, wait a minute. It may never happen. The Lions do the same shit they always do. They picked on Mike Valeni. They went through a regime change. They had a quarterback that was a strong arm quarterback that everybody loved that you gave an extension to. It's like a whole new cycle of the same shit. They picking on the doc. You didn't like what I said publicly or on X. Tell me where I was wrong. Tell me where I was wrong and I'll back down. I wasn't wrong on a lot of things. I told you guys I'm smelling shit on this offense in game one. I raised the alarm early. I'm like, something ain't right. But I'm raising the hope that this offense can be really good this year. It's the defense that you got to go. Do you have the right style of cornerback to get you some wins? Sash Jordan, could scouting be part of the problem as well? If so, how do we avoid drafts like 24? I think they learned from it. They learned from that disaster and they went to guys that love football, are competitive, semi-healthy, and I think they learned from it. They learned from it. The 25 draft is a little better, and the 26 draft, unfortunately, the law is out of commission, but I think there's some gamers there. I think that, yes, they have added a couple of different scouts, looking at things over. The question mark is that every two additions, you add a Chris Greer, who was atrocious as a general manager. Just atrocious. But he can draft offensive linemen. So right? Mishanuga, preseason 4-0 in 2008, and then went 0-16. We were the preseason champions under Rod Marinelli. All right, what did you make of Altmaier? 1. What did you make of Luke Altmaier's debut? Number 99, doing his thing. Pad level, pound the rock. So we got through 3 players so far in 46 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Man, time flies. Woo. I think what I'm going to do is I might do it. I don't know because we got a lot of content tomorrow. I might in 10, 15, 20 minutes take maybe a 3 to 5 minute break, get a cup of coffee, and keep going. You guys are giving me energy. I haven't even touched on the surface of the game yet. We've only gotten through 3 players, and you guys are bringing it. 75 on X. 230 on X and 75 on YouTube. There should be at least 75 likes, please. That gives me energy to know that you guys are helping us distribute the podcast. And to the new X audience, I love you guys. It's great. Nolan Bianchi has a great video with Ahmed Hassanin, so make sure you check it out. Detroit Fan Man says, Luke Altmaier looked like Brad Kaya. Oh. I'm hoping maybe a mixture of like Mike McMahon and Kyle Allen would serve him good. We'll see. No, Anakin. Stick with it. Stick with it till like 11:30. Or smash the like button. I'm going to bet. You're going to. I'm older than you, and I got more energy now. The party just started. Unless you got like a 6 a.m. work call, I get you. The luscious sources are firing off comments left and right. I love it. Coach Walk always gets in. The legend of Macomb. Me and Coach Walk are neighbors. We probably walked by each other out there on 23 Mile. Or I saw you at the ACO there on Romeo Plank. He was fine. It's the preseason. They're supposed to make mistakes. Now, one of you asked a good question, and I want to give you the credit, but you guys are firing off these Trey Atkins gets in. I'm worried about the secondary and center, as you should be. As you should be. But be cautious. Juice Scruggs, I think if he gets back into the rotation, he wasn't the best, but I think he's a little better than Seth. Will make things a little easier. The problem's going to be if he cannot stay on the field. But you should be. Those are things that stay worried, stay alert. Terrell, the funny part about doing this too is the inner workings of the chat. Terrell versus Anakin. Terrell's like, the funniest thing you've been doing, Anakin, is you've been telling everybody we're going to win every year, but you haven't won. Well, here's the problem. You cannot argue with the slappy. I've learned this. And I'm not calling Anakin a slappy. I'm talking about in general. Because what they do is they just have become enthralled and mysticized by PR. You know what I mean? And they don't understand what public relations is. Public relations is spinning shit to be positive. They get mesmerized by it. They're like, wow, Dan Campbell said everything's going to be okay, so it's going to be okay. Guys, general managers and coaches try to limit the noise. Okay, they openly lie to people. Public relations is to hide things and withhold things and spin things in a way where look at the question that was asked to Mike Vrabel about his counseling. He went into a mode of move away from the question and he talked about the offensive line. So I can sift through that easily. You know how what gives me the I think why you guys notice it is, and I've never put it out this way, is when you're a psychologist for 25 years, you can sniff bullshit from 5 miles away. So you know what I mean? I have been lied to in my office, face to face, no less than 30,000 times. How are you? Just with the basic, how you doing? I'm fine. Well, if you're fine, why are you crying every night? You're not fine. So, as a psychologist, people even dismiss my thoughts because they don't know the other side of me. That I'm a human behavior expert, physical body tell expert, poker player. Like I can tell if you have a 6-9 or an ace king. Not right away. I sit down and play one hand an hour. And let me just tell you this, like I said, just a little pat on the back. I've won maybe north of 5 figures playing poker. Just 1-2 hold'em, 5-10, 10-20 Omaha. It's an easy game. Plus, there's a lot of suckers out there that like to drink and get bombed. And when you have aces play a hand an hour, you raise the $50. There's 4 callers. So the idea was I was a better psychologist than I was a reporter by a lot. But being a great psychologist allows you to go, oh, I should look into that further. That's why I investigated some things. So remember, not only am I your friendly DOC, I am really human behavior expert. I can sniff it. You can just tell. Yeah, I'm sure, Terrell, your comments made the doc files. Yeah, you're of course it's because your photo. I don't even know. Are there rules when you put up people's photos that are like Terrell's? I don't even know. Okay, Will, I'm riding to the end, Doc. That's the beauty of being on the West Coast. That's right. Let's see how long we go. It's 8 p.m. here. I'm not done till you are. That's right. We're going to have some ride or dies tonight. Probably go maybe 2 hours. We'll see. So, Altmaier. Okay. So, you look at it, a lot of people are praising Jacob Sailors. That's the next player on the list. He's strong. He's doing his thing. We are now publishing the Ennis Rakestraw story. Cultural photos, right? What did you think of Jacob Sailors in the run game? Terrell's like, the photo's fine. Did anybody catch what Dan said about Blake Miller? And look, I think this is a public forum. I can do it like this, where I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to play the clip, and you can hear it. So let me know if you hear it correctly if I push the button. And this is Ahmed Hassani, courtesy of Fine Detroit News. Detroit News beat writer Nolan Bianchi. This is your defensive end Ahmed Hassani post game here.
I kept saying it all week. I kept saying it to my wife. Coach Campbell even said it in a team meeting today. He was like, I see Ahmed sack in Joe Burrow. And man, and I kept saying, I'm going to sack Joe Burrow, I'm going to sack Joe Burrow. And, man, I just want to give God all the glory and all the praise. He brought me here, and, man, I'm just so grateful to be with this team. Couldn't do it without my teammates, couldn't do it without my coaches, couldn't do it without Shep, couldn't do it without Coach Campbell and Brad Holmes, man. I just want to really just prove.
He just wants to prove everybody right. Listen, that's what I believe in. I believe in manifesting good things happening. Did y'all hear that right? Did that come through? I'm new to the technological world here. Ahmed Hassani, man, manifested. Dan Campbell said, hey. Dan Campbell said, hey, I see you sacking Joe Burrow. And so you got an injury update on Ennis Rakestraw. That's good. And that's positive to see. Who else impressed you? Which players impressed you? We have Jacob Sailors. We have Ahmed Hassanin. Who else impressed you in this game? K. Will says, had it not been for the Tesla drop on that opening series, the Lions were going to come away with points against the Bengals starting defense. Facts. I'm saying that's why Tesla, I feel like, should know the importance of these things. And that's why his start is weird. What's causing it? Why is there I mean, it's Tesla. It's Altmaier. What is going on with number 18? I'm not certain why. Why his start to camp, like he's not separating. Obviously, you could say, well, his skill set didn't lend to, that being a big bodied X receiver is going to always be a challenge. But now the other thing too is, you say that in college, he was more of a slot guy. So being on the outside is going to be in a real life adjustment for Isaac Tesla. Do you buy into that? Sash Jordan 2596 says Sailors should be RB3. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it in my mind that he's somebody, special teams, he's moved ahead of Sione Vaki. Vaki and Rakestraw are on the DT list. Don't trust list. Cautious. And it's just facts. Am I wrong? Is it? Do you still have trust in Rakestraw or Sione Vaki, I would need to be sold a little bit. Yeah, Tesla had drops. One of them, the ball got on him so fast it hit his helmet and bounced up, and the Bengals player tipped it. Maybe it's a sophomore slump. Matthew, why can't you find Dan's presser? Maybe they'll put it on YouTube later. It's the preseason. They aired it on Fox 2. So check Fox 2's YouTube. You know, you can check if you're on X, the Lions will post some clips of what was said. The player of the game, Ahmed Hassanin. And look at that. Yeah, they didn't post any of the Fox 2 aired it. So check Fox 2's YouTube and X, and also check Twitter for those people that clip it or just play it off of the television. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about Blake Miller. He's like, until I watch the film, I can't really make a true judgment, but I'll tell you this. I didn't feel like my eyes were going toward him or Larry ever. And that's a positive. I thought that's a pretty good sign. They're handling their business because I didn't feel like we had any issues on the perimeter with those two guys in there. I thought he did a good job. We'll tell on the tape, but I thought he handled it well. That's how I looked at it. I graded him a B. I just said, decent night. Here were your starters along the offensive line. It was Larry Borum. Larry Borum, left tackle. Could he be the backup there? And hey, guys, if you notice too, are you noticing more of the beat writers are doing videos? They're posting their little videos on there. Oh, videos. Yeah, the beat writers are. They started, let's say, realistically started doing it in 25. They're a good 5 years behind doing videos. Oh, they realized you can get some engagement. You can get some money. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see they figured it out? Oh, yeah, we can get some distribution on these videos. But when the media world, like Sports Illustrated, started going to video, the journalists, what they did, and when you say, Doc, why are you mean to journalists? There's a reason why. I'm not just this way out of the blue. They were like, what about our poor words? We're like, nobody took the words away. We just want to add video to make the website look a little better. So not only did the journalists shit on videos, they raised the stink, and now they're doing it. Isn't that kind of the definition of hypocrisy? In my mind, that's kind of what it is. Oh, look, now they're doing videos. Yeah, you got to do them. You know, I've been putting a video of my grill. First of all, I was shocked that Sports Illustrated asked me to put videos on a website in 2019. I was like, of me? Yeah. Listen, guys, Tim Twentyman is no longer a reporter. He is a team public relations worker. He does public relations. He works for the team. He flies with the team. He gets a check from the team. He is not a journalist anymore. Yeah, that's his job. That is his job now. But that's the other part of where the idea is when that carrot is dangled, you compromise you compromise one or two journalists who think maybe, hey, if I show for the team, maybe I can fly with the team one day. Well, let me tell you, there's only one guy that I think in that whole room that the Lions would even consider to be a reporter like Tim Twentyman. There's only one. So to shill to keep your credential is really pointless. Jacob Saylor. So on the winners list, Jacob Saylors, Keith Abney, Ahmed Hassanin is the player of the game. Ahmed, he's gonna, like I said, he's the camp guy. We did the stories on him. Remember, in minicamp, The same story that they're running in training camp, I ran it in minicamp. He transformed his body. He worked hard. He had the vision, and he wanted to prove the team right. He's a loyal guy. And look, Middle Easterns, we got that fire blood. Everything we do turns to be successful because we do things with the right intentions. What's the question mark I got to ask you is, what's the realistic expectation for Ahmed? 5 sacks this year? 4? I think he can have a special run if he can stay healthy. And that's really, like I said, I'm gonna miss talking to him because he was cool. He was cool to talk to. They were like, Doc's unprofessional. You know what? I should send him a text right now, right? You know what? Let's have fun. We'll be unprofessional for a minute. I have his number. All right. So he's gonna be boarding the plane. Pick a professional. Nobody's gonna do this. I have Ahmed Hassani's number. Does he ever answer me? No. But we can directly message him. I'll let you guys, as a luscious sources, add this to the doc files. What would you text Ahmed Hassanin right now? Let's make it short and sweet. What would you text him? And I'll do it. We'll take a break. I'll get a coffee. We'll reset. We'll talk about realistic expectations. And then I'll send him a text. And then we'll see if he ever replies. I think the chances of him replying are 0. But should I invite him on the podcast? Should I say, look, you've done some things now. Come on the podcast. He's gonna be like, I have to go through the team. I mean, like, the team hates me. like, you can't do that. We have to go outside the parameters of that. We are proud of you, 99. I'll say, my very popular podcast would like to say, we are proud of you, Hassanin 99. You can't call him that. You can't say, I'm proud of you, Hassanin. So tell him, great game. Just 2 words, great game. Do I acknowledge it's coming from you guys? Say, we love you, Habibi. What would you text Ahmed Hassanin if you had his number? I have his number because in my time covering the Lions, I only asked, and you say I'm unprofessional. I only asked for 3 guys' numbers. I should have asked for more. I should have asked for all of them. I only asked in 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. In 7 years, I only asked for 3 players' numbers. 3. So I never harassed the players. Jerome Jenkins. No, you got to say something majestic. All right. Think on it, guys. Let's go. Let's veer this off a little bit, and then we'll talk more ball. What should we text Ahmed Hassanin? You guys are funny. And Anakin stuck around because of Terrell. Anakin's like, yeah, that's right. I'm bricked up all the time. I'm a teenager. Ryan Green says, fun fact, Altmaier is 57 yards away from passing Hendon Hooker's total yardage in 4 preseason games. Wow. Yeah, winner defensive end, Jacob Sailors. Skylar Gill Howard got on the list. Tesla's the loser again. Rakestraw being injured. Dominic Lovett hasn't made the most of his opportunities. Miles Frazier was terrible. My God, Miles Frazier was terrible today. Guys, it's been only 90 minutes since the game ended. He got 15 more holding calls when the game ended. What happened to Miles Frazier? And we're going to have our winners and losers list, our list, officially at Lines on SI at 12:15. So if Dan wasn't looking at Borum or Miller, he was probably looking at Mahogany and Miles Frazier. Oh, man. Five super chats. Odd number. Doc without a cred is like Friday. Ain't got shit to do. No, I'm producing more content. More YouTube videos you see. Oh, man, thank you, guys. We're inching toward 100 on YouTube. That means we're just steadily rising. People peeking in. That's really cool. So smash the like button. We should be at 100. All right, let's do this. 11:30 on the dot. Let's just take 3 minutes here for the doc. Dude, the doc is busier than ever. Get your questions fired up. More super chats. We're going to keep going. Winners and losers, fair reactions. What's the ceiling for Hassanin? How bad is it with some depth players? How bad is it for Tesla? What did you think of Petzing? We'll start looking at Petzing and Shepard, Terry and Arnold. We got a lot to do. And let me know if you're enjoying the flow. I'm just kind of keeping it light. I would have liked to have seen Altmaier with a game-winning touchdown drive, but we shall see. 3 minutes, maybe pour a coffee, and let me know if you're liking this flow, because I do sense sometimes I love reading your guys' stuff and then commenting on it, but I want to keep it as much hardcore football as possible too. Maybe we'll just go 3 hours. You never know. I'm enjoying it. We're talking about the game, the luscious sources. You have free leeway to say what you need to say. I love reading your guys' stuff. 100 people on X. 300 people on X and 93 on YouTube. That is awesome. And I do too. And that's what I want, is I want people to enjoy it. And you guys remember, you have a job. You have two jobs. Bring the news and tell me if I'm being unprofessional. The problem is, the more you tell me what it is that's unprofessional, the more I'm willing to do it. And the last thing I want to say is before the break. Again, if you want to keep a credential, you would never act like how I did. I said it in September. I said it in the funny part was they sent me to it in the doc files. They said, this podcast you did, we didn't like. I said, okay, let me listen to it. In the first 5 minutes, I'm explaining how I was influenced by what Herman Moore said, by what Dan Orlovsky said. This is how I formulated the question. And I'm like, you didn't like this? This was great. And then I said in the podcast, I said, man, based on kind of how Dan's been and how this media room looks and how soft this shit is, I said, and I'm just loose. I said loose-ish was my definition. I said, I kind of feel like every day I'm going to get thrown out of here. That's what I said in the podcast. And I said, you know what? But and if you go see that video, I clipped it. I put it on I put it on Twitter. I said, it's okay. I'll keep being bold and direct because it's the right thing to do by the fans. And I said, all I want, if you like me or don't like me, is know that everything I'm doing is for the fans that put me here. And if you don't like me, that's fine. This is why I'm doing it. So that's all I can say, is knowing I was being loose. You accept the consequences happily. But do I look bitter? I'm the same guy tweeting that I was in 2013. And the reason is that is what helped us grow an audience. So let me take a break, get some coffee, more football, more business, and more content and exploring things in the way of what happened with the Lions today. And if I had the credential, I still was not driving 5 hours to Cincinnati. I chose my family over being a hardcore, full-time, where the Lions are, you are kind of guy. I chose my family always. The Lions weren't worth it for me to travel. I did it once a year just to get out of the house. But the Lions, I'll tell right to their face, they weren't worth it for me to travel 15 weeks a year. Are you kidding me? The Lions? Psh, they're great. They're a good team. But not versus my other roles. Come on, I have things well. Let's come back and check in, talk more football. Bring it, bring the noise, bring the comments, bring the questions. We'll talk about it all. I might replay the timer, but we'll see. It'll be a 3-minute timer with the red, white, and blue fireworks, and we'll come back 3 minutes, I think, to make coffee and handle grown-up business. In a rare moment, it's good. I never have missed the end of the break, but that timer stays at 0. That's good. The coffee maker didn't have water. Had to wash my hands. And my daughters left me a great slice of pizza that I had to eat. Oh, my God. Mmm. 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 Yes. I got to get the phone. Yes. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to leave the post, but stay right here. I'm going to get the phone because that phone's charged. 1 second. Yes. What are we going to text Ahmed Hassani? Getting on the plane. Let's see. Around the time I would have messaged him, it would have been around May, June. Let's see. What should I text Ahmed Hassani? See, no journalist is going to tell you that what they're doing. Who else impressed you from the game? I'm very curious. Oh, Edith Paul says Terry and Arnold belongs in Seattle and Gomorrah. We'll do a segment on that a little later on. Now the coffee's going to start to be ingested. Maybe we might go 3 hours. And thank you for the compliment, Riley O. Appreciate you guys that say, hey, the flow's good. K-Will, Doc, you got to text Hassani. See ball, get ball. He'll appreciate that compliment. See ball, get ball. Great game, 99. That's what I'll text him. I like it. See ball, get ball. John Doe gets in on X. Contusion is a bruise. What a pussycat emoji. Damn, you guys are feisty on a preseason Thursday. John Doe, D-O-U-G-H. Holy cow. I just say I don't trust. Man, I text a lot of people. Looking at all the messages around May, June. See, my sister was right. She's like, you got a name. I just know it's a foreign number, so it's a outside of 586. So I try to find it. Seek and destroy. See ball, get ball, seek and destroy. That's good. See ball, get ball, seek and destroy. What a great game. What would you text Ahmed Hassani? Gavis Con says, Abney looked good because everyone around him looked awful. It's relative. He's going to be on a winner's list. Yeah, he started football later. Isn't that wild to think about that he started football a little bit later? It's just wild to think about. And the passion that he had and the work that he's done and to be a 6th-round pick and to get everything done. It's just crazy to think about. It really is his progress that he's made and being hurt last year and coming in to have a good night. 6 super chat. Listen, I think that Mr. Mahdi might have been told, hey, This is a loose cannon. He will share what you post. That he wants to be more quiet, to let his son do the work so he's not a distraction. But he generally is a nice man. And look, I understood. You know, we don't need to speak on a daily basis to know. I know him, he knows me, and he knew what the deal was. There are pros and cons to being a loose cannon. Pro, you really never have to think, you just be creative and speak. Con, a couple shows you really would be honored to be on, you're not on. A couple honors you really want to have, you don't get. But it's give and take. You have to live with it. But I would rather do this all day long than to be measured and think and worry. Tell Ahmed the best practice swing in golf. Tell Ahmed Zach Taylor cried about Joey B getting hit so hard. Nice, nice. Yeah, you guys know that Ahmed almost took out golf in the same way in practice when he was wearing the protective don't touch list. And remember, Dan said sometimes this kid goes rogue, but we like it. We'd rather have to dial him back. He was talking about what he did against golf. He said sometimes he goes rogue, which means you're not supposed to hit the quarterback. I know that because, I still never forget that story. I never forget it because Ahmed told me, I didn't confirm if it was on the record, off the record. He told me that. I was like, wow. I said, I'm going to keep that to myself. He told Will Birchfield 3 days later, Will wrote it, but I already knew about it 3 days before. I just was like, I don't want to write that Ahmed almost killed Jared Goff in practice. Because probably from Will, it gets looked at differently. If I write it, it's all clickbait. It's all you're just trying to get this guy in trouble, and then he's going to come down on me. But when Will writes, it's like, oh wow, he's a killer. You see the difference? Can you see it a little bit? Or then he could just say, oh. But I get it. People's how the media world works is crazy. What do you guys think is going to end up happening with Hendon Hooker? I really liked Abney. Looked like he knew what he was doing. But you also got to remember he is going up against second half guys that aren't going to be there for the foreseeable future. You know what I mean? So you give him credit, but you also have to realize, okay, I really liked seeing Ennis Rakestraw and Jamar Chase. That was cool. I thought that was cool. He got a pass breakup too early in the game. No, it's there's a running joke that I take a 3-minute break to rip weed. And I come back looking like this every time. No, it's grown up business. Who else impressed you? What caught your attention from the game? There's rumors that one repub used it's the bomb language. You dropped a bomb on me, baby. And it might have been taken the wrong way. But you dropped a bomb on me, Lions. But it made me happy. Hendon Hooker throws like Edward Scissorhands. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Hey, you look at it like Blake Miller. It's a win when you realize that not too terrible. I love it when you look on X and Edith Paul's comment is the thing that shows up. It airs it live. Hendon Hooker throws like Edward Scissorhands. All right. Real quickly, let me just give my take on this, and then we'll go back because, look, it's a comment, and obviously I have to give my opinion, but you still have to talk about it. Tyrion Arnold lands with the Seahawks. That changes the context a little bit. Now, it doesn't change my opinion in any way, shape, or form at all. But when you saw the news, does it make you think a little bit? Did the Lions give up on him too soon? You have to entertain it. To my answer is no. He violated the no church policy. He is a guy that wasn't good enough to force the Lions to say, "Hey, we'll stick with you." But he goes to the Seahawks. Did the Seahawks do their due diligence? Are they like, you know what? We'll take a talent. The Seahawks? Mike McDonald? That changes it a little bit in my mind. You know what I mean? It's like, well, wait a minute. If the world champions, I still wouldn't think. I don't know if he's good enough. What's your reaction to that? I look at that and I go, well, it's the world champion. It's a little different because you always look at the Lions with a skeptical eye, and maybe you look at it and you say, if the Lions do something that I agree with, maybe it's wrong. Our 7th super chat gets in live. An odd number comes in, 7. He's an idiot. It was the right decision. Maybe Seattle gets him right. The longest Seahawk is my guess. Do you think he gets right with Seattle? I feel like he's going to go there. They stock him away. He gets on the exempt list, and they just roll with him next year. The longest Seahawk. It was wild to see how fast Hard Knocks turned that over, and people saw it. I was like, wow. Wow. But Tyrion Arnold, look, it was the right decision. He wasn't that good on the field, and it would lend to believe when they cut him that he might have said some things. I'm speculating, but he might have said some things that the Lions found not to be as honest as what he was saying. That it wasn't really the matter. It was the way in which he communicated it. What a photo, huh? Of Dan Campbell standing man to man looking at Tyrion Arnold. And then just a few short weeks, he's cut. Oh my God. The last question I asked a player in the NFL reporting intense world was asking Tyrion Arnold if he straightened out his personal life. In some weird way, it's kind of like, well, maybe it directed him to get his life in order in regards to who was around him. The last question I think I asked a Lions player was, have you turned around who you hang out with? Have you tightened the ship? Wow. If that's the last one, I hope it's not. I hope hopefully, when the dust settles and people realize what I'm about will reach out and say, hey, come on the podcast. Let's not tell anybody. Let's just make it a little secret. We'll just do an interview, drop it, and call it like it is. Gavis Concon, Tyrion will be scared straight. He won't do shit. I love 360 Smooth. He's like, why did we lose? I don't care if it's preseason. Why? An undrafted free agent threw the ball to the other team in crunch time. It was crunch time. The heat got hot and the ball shriveled up. You know, or let's say it differently. The heat got hot and the butthole clenched. You know, it's not easy. Extra trim. Would like a word. Well, speak up. Put some bold letters in. I saw SOB. There's 100 people firing off tweets in here. 90 at the moment. Extra trim. Do you know what happens when you interrupt the flow with the SOB? Not yet. I ain't say that. Doc, your late night stream reminds me of prime late night sports radio from Tony Brumo. Just funny sports talk. Love this. Yeah, we're just trying to freewheeling it, interacting with you guys, telling you what's on my mind, going back and forth, piece by piece, segment by segment. And also, too, I got to apologize because right at this point in time, we have our next story fired up for 12:15, and I'm just getting some updates on the numbers, and the numbers are good. You guys are enjoying the content at Lions on SI. And we try to space it out. So like, if a story has some big numbers on it, we got to space it out. And also too, a couple of people are messaging me about, hey, what'd you think about this player, that player too? So it's fun, man. The luscious sources and the professional sources are also reaching out too. Like, what'd you think about this? And what'd you think about that? So that is very nice. Very nice as well. And I'm still looking for the number of Ahmed Hassan in here. I want to send the text. See, I want to send it before midnight. Or maybe I'll send it at midnight if I can find it. I got it right here. That's all I'll share. Just so you guys can say, ooh, start the process. So what do we say we wanted to say? See ball, get ball, great game, 99. You had Zach Taylor. Crying about Burrow getting hit. There we go. Exclamation point. See ball, get ball. Great game, 99. You had Zach Taylor crying about Burrow getting hit. No surprise here. No surprise here. Dash, do it again against the Commander. Do it again against Washington. Watch, he'll reply. Who dis? There. Sent. At 11:58 p.m., yours truly has sent a message from the luscious sources, including my message. See ball, get ball, great game, 99. You had Zach Taylor crying about Burrow getting hit. No surprise here. Do it again against Washington. That's a long, wordy text. Yeah. I know, right? No, he's read it. Hold on. That's a good question, one repo. No. When I did the feature on him on May 30th, he read it. And he clipped it. Oh, actually, I don't know if that made the doc files. He actually clipped on his own, which typically doesn't happen that way, and I shared it on the show. He clipped my interview with him on his own. He went to it and made his own graphic off of it. I don't know how that works, but I wasn't going to say nothing about it. But he never mentioned it to me like, oh, I'm going to, he just promoted it and it was great. It was awesome. Listen, let me just show you here from far away. It's all one-sided. It's all me to him. It's all, there's nothing back. There's nothing back at all coming back. So hopefully he one time 99 for the luscious sources. If someone sees this, good game. Hell yeah, one repub. I ain't say that. That battle between Black and Lovett going to be interesting. Lovett did not have a good game. Like, I just think that Lovett is behind Wilson, and it's Lovett is in the cut category bubble. Lovett, K. Jackson, although he's been doing good on special teams, and Tariq Black are on the bubble watch. Which do you like better? And I'm willing to officially lose the battle. Corey Woods, the fine beat writer of M Live, he has been reassigned from the Pistons to the Lions the last couple years. He gave him the nickname Two-Faced, where he's a nice, gentle giant. And actually, I'm not gonna say I'm two-faced, but am I like Peter Parker? Am I the Peter Parker of podcasting? Where not Peter Parker, no. See, I always get confused because I love Superman. And I was damn impressed by the Spider-Man movie. That's a 10 movie. I'm not a Spider-Man honk, like where I knew everything that was going on. I saw the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and this one. I liked this guy's flow. It was awesome. I didn't understand half of it. Like, is it Nolan or whoever the friend? I didn't understand half of what I was watching, but I was enthralled by it. So I'm not Peter Parker. I'm the Clark Kent of podcasting. You see me in the daytime, more buttoned up, but you turn on a podcast and I light up. The truth serum comes out. I am a full bore, let it rip guy on a podcast. If you see me in a coffee shop, you'll be like, that guy does podcasts? Be like, yeah, I wait for the lights to come on and then I let it rip in sports. But this is sports. Remember, how do you act unprofessional in sports? You talk shit. You know, Kirby Joseph talks shit. I talk shit. Media talk shit in group chats. I talk shit out in the open. It's sports. There's no unprofessional. You know what I mean? It's sports. Patty Grimes, you're the bizarro of podcasting. No, I did not want to do video. Well, because I pictured that the audio, I never in a million years thought the numbers when they come back from the video views would be what they were. I said, what the hell? I said, you guys are forgazing these numbers. They're like, no. I said, what? Gavis posed this number. Yeah. No, that would be unprofessional. That would be truly unprofessional. Not the Lions. That would be, okay, open the doc files. He gave his number out. That is unprofessional. Talking shit about a blog that is funny in the way they act. That's not unprofessional. I love you guys are all like, share his number. You guys are like, that guy might do it. Let's see. Has he read it yet? Has not read it. I know, right? Jerome, preseason football on. What's the score update? Give me a score update. All right, what's the numbers here? We got 80 people strong on YouTube. And so that should be, I want 80 likes. Come on, I want to be at 100. And 335 on X. It's crazy. The X numbers are double, triple the YouTube numbers. Terrion Arnold lands with the Seahawks. My opinion is he will not be missed in Detroit. I feel like he'll be on the exempt list, but God, could you imagine if the Lions play? Like, that would be sick. If the Lions play the Seahawks in the playoffs and Terrion Arnold intercepts Goff and he's all dancing in the end zone. He's like the new Dion for them. or he gets like the court thing situated, or it just goes away. Who knows? No, I did post games last year. Remember? We did them. This is my first preseason one. Remember last year I did 3 4 hour ones. Remember? That's how the podcast really picked up in subscribers. Was the way it was, and I think it's probably going to be the same this year. I'm not sure, but there is a I don't know how it's going because Cash the Ticket on 97.1, they're not doing the betting show. I don't know if they're going to do the football reaction show. They did it like at 7:30. So what I would do was I would work, I would be in the press box, and I would go talk to the players, and then I would write a story. Then I would leave to the office and start a post game at like 7:38 and go on till the nighttime. You guys said try to keep it that way. I want to try to do it right at 4. But I respect you guys. I'm trying to decide. Do you guys want it at 4:05 or wait? Because you got the Woodward Sports. I don't want to really impinge on them. I don't want to compete, but I want to write, get stuff in and out and be done. But at the same time, I want to maximize the audience. So I don't know. I'll pick and choose. You guys tell me. Do you want the post game right when the game's done, or wait a couple hours? Because because at 7 I got up to 1,000 people. It would go up to it. Right now we're at 500 on a preseason game, but I was loving seeing 1,500, 2,000 people, and we'd fire it up. So we'll play it by ear. Well, that's good. You think he's up? Dude, I wonder if his dad, like at his age, if his dad would get all mad if he was on it. Where's Zuzu? He wasn't appears. Let me take a picture of that. He'll love that. See, see, the problem is I don't know, like the young generation, where he's 16 and young and impressionable. You start doing this stuff, he'll become hooked, and he'll be like, I want to do a podcast. And trust me, if that kid does a podcast, he'll take it to the next level. He's talented, he's smart, loyal, and he's of the next generation where he'll do the graphics. He'll take it to the next level. That's the one regret was, well, shoot, I could have passed along the credential part to someone else, but I just don't think that was going to be my destiny, was to be a reporter for 20 years. I want to do more, like keep growing up the ladder. But let's see if the young man is awake. It's midnight. I don't even think he knows how to set up his own computer to do this. But I've been inviting him. That's awesome. Where's Zuzu? He owes an appearance. He does. And for those who don't know, he's my nephew, and he's a saint. Oh my God. He was the guy next to me when he was the kid. If you guys remember, maybe if I can look it up, and we're still going on 2.5 hours in, when the whole baseball thing happened with the Pirate, he was the kid next to me. You guys know the story of what happened when I went to a Pirates game, the Tigers and the Pirates in the Tigers den, and we're sitting front row, and the Pirates player got into a fight with fans to my left, but I stood up. Many people thought it was me. Again, people thought I was a hooligan, and other people outed me and said, "Oh, look at Doc, he's fighting the Pirates." I just got up and said, "I want to go home," because I went to the doubleheader. It was awesome. He's owed an appearance since his birthday. That's right. We're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah, see, last year we were here for post games. Yeah, so I did them. Absolutely. I loved it. Yeah. Um, I was spot on in my analysis of the Pittsburgh debacle when they lost, about what's going on with the defense. You guys loved it because it was just real and unabashed. And also it features you guys reacting to games. We talk about the good when it's good, and we talk about the bad when it's bad. And we didn't have to be scared. And we weren't scared. Like I said, we just share what's in my heart when I'm thinking it. And some people like it and some people don't. I get it. But the crazy part was when I saw that, and And I'm like, oh, wow. In September, I said, I wasn't not aware. I said, guys, I kind of feel like I'm loose doing this podcast and they're going to throw me out. I knew it in September, but I said, you know what? All I want you, and that was my flow of my sentence. I said, I kind of feel like this is going to be done. I'm going to say something and they're going to not like it. But I said in the very next sentence, but if you guys have a demand of me to ask it. I will do it. It will go right to balls to the wall. That's what I owe you. So in essence, I fell on the sword for asking tough questions and growing an audience but like I said, I'll always say it. They hated what I said out loud and how I acted, but tell me where I was wrong. They can't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. ZJA. Hey, Doc. Uh-oh. You're weaving the web, you luscious sources. Number two. What's the place next to the steakhouse in Motor City Casino? Amazing. I've had dinner there. Great old fashioned. Great old fashioned. My goodness, was it awesome. So I had two of them. We have solutions here. This is crazy how this could work, Mishanugo. Give me one moment here. Something unique could be happening. Silk Daddy gets in. I love it. Silk Daddy. Jacob Sailors, Tariq Black, Lucky Jackson, Tay Martin, and Jake Bates. All UFL guys. I love the UFL. I love your name, brother. Silk Daddy. Silk Daddy up in here. Silk Daddy. I want to see more of you, brother, in the comments. That's nice. Silk Daddy loves the UFL guys, and they're producing. Riley says, wait a couple hours. Everyone goes live, let it settle, then roll. See, here's the dilemma. I might be mix it up. Problem is you're hot. Like you lose a game, it's like the last second field goal, and you're like, what the hell, Dan? You could have, you know what I mean? But I'm still the same way too. I'll fire it up. Okay. You still want it around 7, huh? We'll play it by ear. One repub. Fear does not exist in this Lone Wolves podcast. Remember, Lone Wolves. Lone Wolf. We bite. We don't mess around. And we don't need validation from the media to do what we do. We don't need it at all. We shun that. So give me one moment here. We are pushing some buttons. We are doing some things here. And we are making some internet magic, maybe. Let us see. Lions had 3 turnovers today. That bother you at all? It's a preseason. It's going to be a little sloppy, and things are going to go that way, and how things are going to take place in the game. But it just sucked that the last turnover was in that moment. Luke Altmaier would have been a legend had he made the comeback down by 2. Man. All right, so we got our winners and losers list. Who was your biggest winner of the night? Who is the biggest winner of the night? All right, our 12-15 winners and losers list is right there. Winners and losers is now out. Winners and losers, you can now follow along with me as well. Emmett did that. And then in the morning, we're going to have the good, bad, and the ugly. A lot of good content coming up in the morning, which is going to be good. Grades, snap counts, all that fun stuff. And I think Emmett just titled it "Winners and Losers." Winners and losers from Lions preseason loss. Oh, you put preseason loss. That's good. Good headline. Steve, I'm interested. Did you comment? Was that you that commented that I said, man, it's overreaction? That you were saying, man, the Lions at the halftime show. I was like, it's just one preseason game. I don't think we're going to make these grand proclamations about, we have a guest in. We have a guest in the lobby. Let him sit and enjoy the show from his perspective right now. I'm just going to let him sit and watch from his spot and see how we do this and see how it works out. So winners and losers are out. Riley has an opinion. He's like, I agree with you wanting to go live with the raw emotion, but the way you think and the way your brain works, make people wait an hour or two. Your energy and emotion and clarity will be just as if it will be just the same as if not more. Okay, I respect it. 7:00, you guys like. You guys like, let me think and analyze things and then let it rip because you guys will have the anticipation. Let everybody else get their thoughts out and then I go. All right. All right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You guys, like I said, you guys got into the pattern of what we did last year. Ahmed Hassanin, biggest winner. I think the biggest loser is who's the biggest loser? Is it Miles Frazier or Isaac Tesla? Who do you think? Ennis Rakestraw had comments after the game. Wasn't wearing a brace or sling or anything like that. His x-rays showed everything is fine, according to Richard Silva of the Detroit News. So more positive news with Ennis Rakestraw. Nothing serious. So, like I said, right now, what I'm doing is I'm just putting the winners and losers story up. Who's the biggest loser? Was it Miles Frazier or Isaac Tesla? I can't believe Tesla's going to be on the losers list of everything. That's going to be crazy. Yeah, and some of the stories are already coming out. I know I belong Ahmed Hassanin manifested his sack of Joe Burrow. Manifested it. That's awesome. All right. He's going to be dialed up. He might be a little nervous, but remember, we're talking sports. This is the debut talk. Now, we'll see. He wants to start off traditional interview style. Doesn't want y'all to see what he looks like at 12:30 in the morning. But this, hopefully he has the microphone on, but we'll see. This is my nephew Zuzu.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, chat.
The chat has asked for you.
Wow.
What?
This is great.
Yes. What? You were watching the Lions game tonight, I take it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you think of it?
I think Hassanin played well, but other than that, I don't see. I think Tesla played like shit.
Yep.
Can I cuss on this or no?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So whatever you want. Tesla played like crap, huh?
Tesla didn't play well. I think Hassanin played good. I mean, the backups are in, so I can't really. Yeah, thank you for the $2.
Tell him.
Other
Welcome
than
him in.
that,
This is my nephew. Look, this was on our recent trip, and I just want to let you guys know. I don't have a son, but I have two great nephews, and this is one of them. He loves sports, and he lets it rip. Look at that. His first Tesla played like shit. Love you, kid. What did you think of Luke Altmaier?
I don't think he was pretty good. I think his passes were. He had some good throws, but other than that, I don't think he'll be. I think he's just a backup for the rest of his life.
You don't see starter potential right away?
No, I don't think so.
Man, look, first of all, the chat likes you because I hyped you up and I told them what a great kid you are. You play baseball and everything like that. You now start to understand what the Lions are about, and you understand what do you expect from them. Like, you realize the defense is the biggest question mark. Let's start with the two big things. Let's start with the easy questions everybody wants to know about. And remember, nobody's looking at you, so you can say whatever you got to say. What do you think of Jared Goff honestly, what do you think about him as a quarterback?
Honest thoughts. I don't know how he's top 30. He's solid. He's not. He's not horrible. He's not good, but he can't run. He can't do anything. He's just once he's in the pocket, he can't move. So,
And it's a big deal, right?
yeah.
So
I don't think he's as mediocre as it gets.
Look at that hot take. Mediocre. Look, don't you think though, just a couple years ago with all the throws to Amon-Ra, J-Mo, you don't see like, okay, he's good, but who are the quarterbacks? With don't worry about money. Who would you want to be the Lions quarterback then? Who do you like?
Literally anyone that's mobile. I think if we have a semi-mobile quarterback who has decent experience, who can run when he's under pressure, throw to our receivers, and can also hand the ball off, I think we'll be good.
More's coming in, Zuzu. I told you that people would come in and pay attention to what you're saying. Another super chat, luscious Zuzu. He said, see, he listens to the show, semi-mobile. He listens to the show, guys. I told you. He knows the chat. He knows what you guys are about. Why do you think Tesla? What do you think's going on with Tesla, brother? What like, are you worried? Like, when you look at a guy are you worried about him?
No, I think he'll be fine. He's a solid wide receiver 3-4. I mean, I think he'll fit in. It's the first game of preseason, so I think he'll be fine.
Okay. What pisses you off? Like, are you scared about the defense? Like, you saw Hassanin play well, Hutch. What it makes you nervous about the defense?
I think our corners are very bad right now. I don't think if we have one good receiver matchup in the season, I think we're screwed. I feel like Terry Arnold's going to be good. I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling.
For the Seahawks?
Yeah.
You feel like that was they let him go too soon?
I mean, I would have like tried him out again, and, like talked to him and stuff, but that's how it always works. You trade a guy away, and they're just amazing all of a sudden. So
It's the Detroit curse, right?
yeah.
See, look, guys, he knows already at his youthful age, they've impacted him. See, this is real. Okay. Even at his youth, he knows like that's how I think. Oh, $20 super chat for the Zuzu report. See, look at that.
Wow.
My nephew is shocked literally when he sees the super chats, when he sits down on the couch and he sees the super chats. And he sees like his uncle doing a podcast and people like it. He's shocked by it. And I'm shocked by it. Like I'm shocked at someone as kind as Mishanuga, who Zuzu, he's invited me to Atlanta to go to a great establishment to have a good time. So it's great. The Zuzu report, 1999 super chat. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Wow.
To think about. And to think about that, maybe, you might have to have yourself a little segment. Uh-oh.
What a picture.
Yeah, right. I know. See, oh, listen, they know like we're close, so we're gonna have fun with it.
Doc won't go to Atlanta.
What's that?
I don't think you'd go to Atlanta.
I can't go to Atlanta. Why not?
No.
Detroit Lions need to
I just
get
don't think he'll do
vet.
it.
Yeah, one more vet. We got to go to Magic City. You know what that is, Hollow?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. All right. Listen, I'm talking to my nephew, having a joyous time here. People are excited about the Zuzu report. So what do you think about Dan Campbell? Like, you look at it and you say, okay, he's a coach who obviously has garnered the respect of a lot of people. He took the team from being garbage to being relevant. But do you think like he can get this team to a Super Bowl, or you're starting to go, well, wait a minute, maybe we need to look at what the future is with Dan?
No, I think it's doable. I think if we need one more solid O-line, a healthy O-line. I think our offense is fine. I think if we sign a couple corners or draft a young cornerback, I think that in the next 2, maybe 3 years, we'll make it. For
Okay,
sure.
now you cannot come on this podcast without revealing that Zuzu has tremendous respect for Sports Illustrated, not the journalistic articles, but my nephew really loves the swimsuits, and he found he understood that there is a supermodel that is graced the covers of the magazine for a lot of years. You're a big fan of Kristen Goff, aren't you? Is she still a screensaver, my nephew?
Oh my God.
That's unprofessional to answer that. Just say no comment.
No comment on that.
No comment on Kristen Goff. Okay.
No.
Listen, we can just the facts. She's a Sports Illustrated supermodel, and she graces the cover every single year, and she's very talented at what she does, and it's all good. So, see, Zeus now. Everybody wants to be on the podcast. Everyone's liking it, man. The sources are like, this kid's great. He knows everything. He follows along. So, look. He is. Mishanuga says, push for a grotto at your uncle's house, Khala. He wants me to revamp the pool and build a little grotto that has like a little underground cave that we can get in trouble in.
That's great.
Oh man. All right. Listen, thank you for hopping on. They weren't too mean. Only one, this guy here, Ryan, he does this all the time. He's like, switch to decaf. I'm drinking coffee because we might go 3 hours. Listen, Ryan, can't go 3-4 hours just hardcore. You got to have a little mix up here. And also, too, the luscious sources wanted to meet the guy that I've been talking about, and he's a good kid, and he talks sports and he follows sports. So, one quick question. So, Ryan, patience, grasshopper. We'll talk football in 5 minutes. Tigers, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck's going on, man? They sold and they're winning. Like Max Clark, McGonigal, Melton. What the heck is going on? Do you have hope? Like, okay, is there a chance for a miracle that this team that you see Cleveland in a series, can they make a run in the postseason, or it's just fool's gold? They have no pressure. They're just winning games. What the heck's going on? What do you see with the Tigers?
No, I think so. I think we can. I think we make the playoffs this year. I think we go about same result as last year. I think in the next 3-4 years with our prospects coming up, I think we have a shot.
Okay, and you like the future? What do you like about the future?
I think we have a bunch like Troy Melton's pitching great right now. McGonigal, Max Clark, the guy that we just traded for the Hope is really good. I think we have a bunch of great prospects like Jackson Jobe as well. I think that once all those guys are on the starting roster together, I think that we can go far for sure.
For sure. Okay, so now we know your profile. We know your voice. So this is good. Now, one last thing. So we know what your thoughts are on Goff. You're very smart, and that's the common theme is that, listen, he's a good quarterback. I think you're a little harsh in the fact that he can operate this offense. But yeah, mobility is key, especially when you get further into the situation. What did you think about Gibbs? Last question. What did you think about Gibbs getting paid? You realize it's a salary cap. He's the best in the world at what he does, but you realize that's $22.5 million. And now you got Sewell paid, Amon-Ra paid, JMO paid, Goff paid. $1 billion spent on their own guys. You cool with that? What do you think about Gibbs? Do you think he's going to live up to the money?
I mean, yeah, I think he's worth it, but it's a lot of money. He's definitely worth it. He's one of the top backs in the league. He's got to get paid. He's up there for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Another super chat. $9.99. Have a great night, Zuzu. Come back soon. Go Tigers. So, in the end, Hollow, this is crazy. We just, in our conversation, paid for our next round at Hampton. My nephew golfs. He sucks. But not because he's not athletic. The man can destroy the golf ball. He just can't hit it straight. It'll either hook 60 yards left or slice 60 yards right, but he's got the power. Steve is like kids up late on a school night. He ain't in school.
Yeah,
What are you
no
talking
school.
about? He doesn't start school for 3 weeks. And look, I'm a bad influence. Look at his profile photo. Look, once his father realizes, he's like, wait a minute, don't put him on the internet. I'm like, listen, it's safe. You guys are cool people. Thank you so much for joining, Khalo. It's really cool. Listen, you know what I think about you. You know that, yeah, hanging out with you and learning about sports and real fast before I get you out of here. Me and you were tell the story of when we went to the Pirates game and look at that. She wants to get on. Look at that. Tell the story of the Pirates game from your perspective, because I hyped it up. We went to the Pirates game.
Oh my gosh.
We're sitting in the Tigers den. What the hell happened?
Yeah, so we were sitting in the den, and then we got the notification that it was a rain delay. So we're like, all right, we're gonna stay in the den. We don't want to get poured on. And then I go up the dock, and I'm like, let's just go down. Let's just go down and see. Let's just do it. There's probably no one there. Let's go in the seats. There's no one there. He's like, I don't know if we should do it. I'm like, come on, let's just do it. And he's like, okay. So we go down there, and our luck, as soon as we clear the thing, it just starts pouring, and we just start getting poured on. But we get the seats, and then I think we went. Did we go back up to the den?
We ate some food, and then the game resumed after an hour delay.
Yeah.
We went back down. We're like, okay, the game's going to restart. We get back, and the Tigers give up the lead, right? Or the Tigers went to extra innings against the Pirates. And then what happened? What did you see with the player?
We're sitting right in the middle. You could see it. You can see us on TV. We're sitting right in the back, and then I forgot what the guy say. He's like, "You suck to Tommy Pham."
Yep, he said something, right?
Yeah, he said he was heckling at Tommy Pham, and he was on deck, and Tommy Pham looked back at us, and he just stuck up the middle finger and started cussing. We were like, "Whoa, we didn't say anything." Me and Doc looked at each other, and then we were confused, and then we looked at the people next to us, and they're just arguing. And later, Tommy Pham, or they get the guys they get the guys escorted and they're not in the game anymore, and Tommy Pham's pissed. Oh my gosh. And it made it on TV.
And they thought it was us, right? Because we're jumping up, screaming like we wanted to go home. Like, sit your ass down, shut up.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. No, didn't want to have it with anybody else but you, man. It was great. You're a big Tigers fan. You know what you're talking about. And honestly, outside of the sports opinions, just a good kid. Thanks, my brother. Listen, in the end, you know what you're talking about. Detroit sports is all, we talk about, we watch it, and it's really cool. This is not a random person. This kid right here is special to me in a lot of ways. All right, do your thing, Khala. We'll talk soon, brother. Peace.
All right. Thank you.
Man, that's cool. That's really cool. Thank you, Mishanuga, for letting that take place in that way. That's cool. Thank you, Nishanuga. That's really nice. The Zuzu report has kicked off. And we'll see. We'll see if we've kicked off a passion. Clap it up for the nephew. All right. Thank you guys for that. That was really personal. But listen, the kid, I love the kid. Him and Elias and my niece, they're good people. And we have a good time. And now we've kicked off the jealousy. Another $4.99 for Zuzu. Thank you, Mishanuga. Listen, you made it happen. So it's really cool. That's really cool. Now I'll clip that for him and send it to him tomorrow. You gave me more work to do, but it's really cool. So, Daddy. Yeah, that's my nephew. That's my firstborn nephew. There's a story behind it. And in a couple of years, when he becomes an adult, we'll share it. And it's very personal. The kid means a lot to me. And by the way, don't act like me in the sports world. Do not act like me. I'll tell him directly, I am a different breed. All right. Back to football. Let me give you our winners and losers list. Here we go. Let me just make sure I got it on all the platforms. Winners and losers. Yeah, your fans are in trouble. Like I said, if he gets the bug, yeah. Trey Adkins, Ahmed will be the guy we want with Hutch. Inshallah, and hopefully. Ahmed had still not seen the tweet, or not seen the text. Edith Paul says, some of the holes the offensive line made tonight, I can't wait to see Gibbs behind them, right? I thought Sailors took advantage in a lot of different ways of some good opportunities. So one of our winners, obviously, Ahmed. Isaac Tesla's a loser. Winner, Jacob Sailors. Loser, Miles Frazier. Thomas Harper was viewed as a loser from Emmett. Harper had 2 penalties, 1 hold, and a face mask on special teams. Jake Bates, loser, Mahogany. Mahogany added 2 penalties of his own on Thursday, as the Lions did not have a game to remember on the discipline front. Winner, Tariq Black. Emmett does a good job. Check it out. I think, the very least, you look at it from the perspective of the offensive line. When the starters play together, there's potential there. I think that's a strong potential for success in a lot of ways when you look at it. I see a lot of opportunities for the offensive line to create and to do some things. I think that's something that you have to hope for. But, Cade Mays not being in the mix early sucks. But the question mark is going to be, what if Drew Scruggs was a little overrated by the fans and he's not that good? Because remember, we just saw it last year where the offensive line was supposed to be good and didn't end up being that good. But yeah, it was great. Like I said, Larry Borum having a chance to maybe be the backup to Sewell or the primary tackle backup, I think makes people feel a little better than Devin Cochran. So I feel you, Edith Paul, for sure. Oh man, he's gonna. Is it me, Doc, or did Doc just interview the next Jim Rome? You know, I don't know what the future holds for that kid, career wise, but he'll be great. He's Lebanese. He's smart. He's got all the support in the world. He's got every avenue to do what he wants. Would he do this? He can do it, right? Because all we just did and why this is successful in my heart and mind, why my podcast became what it was, honestly, it's just me talking to my friends, me talking to people I care about. Now, it's just different because the relationships with the players are not super close. You know what I mean? There's a barrier there. The barrier is public relations, and the podcasts that were good were with people that wanted to share. Go listen to the Amik Robertson interview. Proud of that. What was that? My nephew was worried. He was literally legit worried he was going to sound irresponsible on here. I said, don't worry. My job is to make you feel safe and talk. Like I said, I didn't put him on camera. I just said, talk to me about sports. That's not what we do. All we do is talk. This is how I talk to my cousin Adam. We talk shit. We talk shit back and forth, and we just air it. That's how I've been doing a podcast for 15 years. It's just talking what I think about sports. The next Jim Rome. Let's go. Man, Jim Rome will be one hell of a comparison. He is a great kid. Yeah, and I can do it well. Like I said, I can sit with kings and queens and dine with those less fortunate. So I'm man of the people. The only people I can't talk to are public relations people because they don't know how to communicate. They know how to keep files. What's going on? You got to be specific. Doc, big implications with the Colts special teams coordinator being injured? What does that mean? And just to your point, I am not dialed into the big news of the NFL. Oh, look at this. What's your thoughts on Hampton's third hole? Well, the first hole is nice to start your round. Nice straightaway par 3. I got the shot up. The third hole is challenging, man. The third hole is challenging. The great part about Hampton is it's open. You can miss the fairway. The second hole, I like the aim the right a little bit. Me and Zuzu both hit the fairway. The third hole is a little tough. Juan Repub is going to join us one day. Number 3 is fun. Unknown Lion fan says a player slammed into the coordinator and injured him on the last play of the game. Oh my gosh. Same. I was at the tour stop. Can we talk about the centers? Haven't heard anything yet. For sure. I think Seth McLaughlin did an okay job. Just a quick injury note. Mekhi Wingo might have got his bell rung. Nice, on the other hand, yeah, look, that's what it is. It is what it is. A lot of people are taking away that first. Here's the big takeaways to reset. Jacob Saylor's impressive. Ahmed Hassani, impressive. The offensive line, overall. Blake Miller did not allow a sack. Miles Frazier stunk it up. Listen, Seth McLaughlin, when I look at his performance overall, is it for what I compare him to what he can do? Is he a starter? No. That's why I ranted when Cade Mays went down. I think that we need to see Juice Scruggs take that spot. That's what everybody in the media is looking at, is that, okay, McLaughlin is going to get pushed around a little bit. It's going to face some pressure. It's going to have his ups and downs. Yeah, that's what it is. And so you can look at it from a lot of ways. They haven't had experience playing with these players, but Bengals exposed some things with the offensive line. Isaac Tesla, loser of the week. I think most people kind of, do you agree? The defense played better overall than the offense tonight? Here's what I wrote officially as the takeaways. Key takeaways. If you go to Lions on SI, you can follow along. Isaac Tesla's in a slump. I assessed Luke Altmaier up and down. Ahmed Hassani's doing his job. Miles Frazier took way too many penalties. And it sucked that Ennis Rakestraw left the game early. Wow. We are still going strong with 65. It's past midnight. Holy cow, it's 2.5 hours in. 371 people on X. I never thought the show would be this strong on X compared to YouTube. 435 total people, with 300 being on X, 371. So make sure we're at least around 70 likes. Or if you're listening in on X, smash the like button or retweet. I'll give it one more retweet here myself. Tesla's been a Lions fan his whole life. I think he'll be okay. Yeah, look, Nice, McLaughlin, they showcase where they're at. You know what I mean? McLaughlin's still battling his way back from the Achilles. He feels more comfortable, but he's only been in the system a short period of time. I do think that they want Juice Scruggs to be the starting center. Hopefully he can be healthy. Glowing sideline report just now on Jared Goff's belief in Drew Petzing. Goff says they are much further ahead on offense this year and says he better understands the intent of what they are doing. Code for I didn't like John Morton and the communication with John Morton. Which in the end we all knew. The unknown Lion fan wants to talk as well. Richard Haddad, Lebanese president. Yes. It's wild for me to picture that. I was thinking about it too, just real fast. What else could have made the doc files besides all the nasty talk was when I was at the combine. I was just like playing TMZ on Twitter. I was like, oh, I see Adam Schefter having a dinner with the source. Guess which one? Oh, I see a Lions person having some conversation with some sources. Guess which one? I wasn't saying their names, but I might have said, guess which, I was having some fun with the combine. I'm like, oh, this is where I think people get their info from. Oh, that's probably a little unprofessional. But at the combine, I don't want to be a reporter. I want to be like, grab a camera and be like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, it was a huge downgrade. And Goff felt it soon. We all knew it. Like I said, I just should have said, Dan, listen, Jared's not thrilled with this, but we kept it straight. I'm like, look, did you have to change up the communication? Did you have to change things up? We all knew it. Everybody knew it. I was just the only one to put it out there week one. And plus, you saw the reports. I said the offense doesn't look good. I said the offense doesn't look good in training camp. I wrote it. It was no secret. Trying to guess now at this hour at 12:51. Can MC fill the role? At 12:51. Who is MC? I'm trying to think. Type in the name. Dang it. It's late. Who's MC? Let's go. I'm still here. I said I'm going to go 3 hours. We'll go 9 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Listen, there's 500 people listening. This is crazy. You're having a good football talk, and it's a fun time. The chat's on fire. I like it. Well, good question. Was Tesla a wasted draft pick? No, it was a reach. The definition is it was a reach. If you didn't trade multiple third rounders, you could have used a third rounder for a corner. You could have used it for depth. You didn't. It was a luxury pick you didn't need. You could have probably filled that with a Cedric Wilson. Give him 20 catches a year. You know what I mean? I understand the balance of long-term goals versus short-term, but you're in a window. Like every move should be made about winning now. Tesla is a move for 2 years from now. Yeah, Morton built the offense. Look, in the end, you can build whatever, but bottom line, I think John Morton wasn't a people person. John Morton, John Macaroon. I mean, what a shitty analogy I'm using here at late night, but I'm using it. I'm proficient. I'm a good NFL reporter. I was easily able to garner information and learn and grow and work my way up over the years, just following along and learning. But I wasn't the best people person. Good enough, not the best. Same thing with John Morton. He's an offensive mind. He can call plays, but he didn't connect with the offensive line. He didn't connect with Jared Goff. Ben Johnson sat down and created every reason and answers, and they had the better rapport. So John Morton still works in the NFL, but he's not a coordinator. And I still work in the NFL, but I'm not a in-depth NFL reporter to where the problem lies in that I'm so public with my opinions that people are going to see the bad ones, and that's going to resonate. But let's not forget, I wrote 25 good profiles of these players, good ones. Like I said, I built up the ability to write a profile of Ahmed Hassanin, to write a profile about the secret VR room, to write about other stuff. But, in the end, psychologically, you don't remember the profile I did about Ahmed Hassanin. You remember that I said Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell could have been incompetent with how they replaced the cornerback spot after Terrion Arnold. You remember that. You throw that back in my face. But you forgot all the good stuff I wrote. So that's how I look at it. It's the exact same comparison. Morton was not a good people person. I definitely, because my mission was to disrupt as a journalist. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. And that's kind of what I felt like. And I still feel that's what you're supposed to do. Can you believe, and you guys remind me, because I told Crunch Time this, I am 99.9% tapped in still. But I don't think nobody even asked Dan Campbell which defensive lineman slapped the wrist of Cade Mays. Nobody even asked it. Even though Dan Campbell probably would never answer it. Someone might have said it, they saw it, but nobody asked, nobody had the guts to ask Dan Campbell, oh, you said a defensive lineman, who broke it? Who did it? Unless I'm wrong. That would be the first thing. The second he says, oh, my hand would go up and be like, oh, which defensive lineman broke it? I'm not telling you that, John. Why not? See, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they stopped having curiosity or they just play the game in their head. They say, well, Dan's never going to answer it, so I'm never going to ask it. But I want that question asked. Who broke Cade? Who was it? Ahmed? Was it who broke the wrist? So see that analogy? How crazy that is? Yeah, John Morton had Jonathan Smith charisma. Right. He didn't do the job right. And but what's crazy is, why did Dan Campbell bring that guy in to do the job? No, that's right. No puff pieces. I didn't do no puff pieces. In the work that I did, I asked direct questions to the people I profiled too. No puff pieces. Keep in mind, Tesla tried to get the pass, but he was also double teamed. Yep. Absolutely. In Luscious Sources, listen, share your stories here. We're a community. Not every comment has to be about what even we're talking about. If you want to talk about something else, we're open. Doc, keep me in your prayers. I'm at a school crossing guard, and we got to work in 120-degree weather every day. You got that smock on too? How are the kids? Are these do the kids listen, or they just start walking across the street? Very tiring, and wearing 3-layered uniform is a lot. Prayers to you. Thank you for keeping the kids safe. What city? Hey, I got to ask you, how are the moms in the hood? Are they okay? Any of the moms bringing their kids? Bye, Charlie. Be like, hey, I know Lions fans, stay focused. Hey, Doc, stay focused. Be like, Doc is talking to Miss Sanderson way too much. They got it all. Wait, I'm sorry. I don't want to laugh, but I'm just going to share with you. Are you the guy going like this? Wait, stop it. Stop it, little Ralph. You little punk ass kid. Is that you? I remember, I feel bad. I feel bad because we'd always look at the crossing guards, and they would either be like, someone that was given the job. I want to say this, please say, I'm going to say this nicely, John. It was either somebody that was special needs, or like 100-year-old grandma, or like the guy that maybe you thought would kidnap you and never bring you back. So we always kind of would be like, keep your head down and walk and listen. You know what I mean? So I respect your job, but whew. But I was proud, though. I will say I did my civic duty. You worked up in 5th grade. My only civic duty, I was a safety officer in the 5th grade. And yeah, I took advantage. Stop right now. Put my arms out wide. And then let the little sweetie go. You can go, Kimmy. You can go. Oh, shut up, Jim. Oh, man. Yeah, no, listen, in all seriousness, we always got to go with the joke. But prayers to you, 120-degree heat. Listen, man, I don't know. Are you allowed to bring one of those fans with the splash? Get one. Wear that thing around your neck, or whatever the thing is with the cooling towels, and do what you got to do, brother. And It's all about comfort. Wear the cool necking towels, and the fans, do what you got to do. And hopefully you find ways to work smarter, not harder. See? Listen, be unprofessional. Wear a cooling towel. Do something. Trick the system. Jerry rig the vest so that it just blows up, cut it hot. Do something. Work smarter, not harder. Good luck, man. I'll think about you on those 120-degree days. Oh my God. Hmm. Are you going to rewatch the game and maybe have a different opinion of Altmaier? Yeah, I'll rewatch it for sure. I thought that there were some good throws. I thought that there were some things he got better as the game went on. But number one thing is you can't have turnovers. So it's kind of like you do the little things right, but then you take the final and you bomb it. You can't have turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over south of the 20-yard line. You just can't do it. And then the game's on the line and your accuracy wasn't there. And that's actually everything can be erased if you just deliver the ball accurately and you win the game. For sure, K. Will. I'll watch it probably after this. But I'm going to look at the snap counts. And let me see here real fast. Because I have access to the stats still. I'm excited to see that. What kind of stuff do you guys look at after these games? What's your next day? You do the snap counts, the grades. What do you guys peek into when you start doing your research? What do you look into? How do you take in the game? I like snap counts, grades. I mean, I read everything. But yeah, what do you like? Do you do PFF? All that fun stuff? But me looking at these things is crazy. With all the access to stats nowadays, oh my God. All the two-factor authentications is horrible. Hmm. Fun slate of games. 19-13, Titans beat the 49ers. Sailors, 8 attempts, 55 yards, 6.9 yards average. Luke Altmaier was 13-22, 130 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 53.2 rating. Burrow was 5 of 6 for 39 yards. Dobbs was 4 of 8 for 32 yards, 60.4. Leading rusher, Sailors and Lovett. Leading receivers, Sailors and Lovett. 28 yards. Sailors and Lovett each had 3 receptions. Cedric Wilson had the 1 catch for 23 yards. What'd you think about Blackshear? Well, well, well. I'm going to be staying up later, but you will have access to this first. All right? You will have access to this first. It's up already. So let me do this so that we don't get in trouble here. You guys, as luscious sources, deserve this. This is a premium thing here that people will make you read, but you'll get it first. All right? And I'll even give it to the competition. I am tired, but I will do this for you guys. Because you're luscious sources, I have access to this. This will be the source of my story. This is where people are going to write the story. So if you want to do it and put it up there, go right ahead. But this is the snap counts officially. You'll see it first because I love you guys. You deserve to see it. So this is where we get it from. You hear the snap counts. Enjoy. Miles Frazier, 66, played every snap. Altmaier, 67%. Let me make sure you guys see it how I see it. There you go. So we have it now. So this is how we write it. So let me blow this up so that you fine sources can see it. You deserve to see it. See? Snap counts. So when you work in the NFL, if I was Fugazi, I wouldn't have access to this. And you wouldn't have access to this. Tell your reporter, how come you're not sharing this? It should be up already. You know, Frazier, boom. McLaughlin played 39 snaps. You guys want to know how many snaps Blake Miller played? Blake Miller played 39 snaps. Dobbs only played 33% of the snaps. Abney played 50 snaps. No, 46 snaps for Keith Abney. Interesting. Lucas got a lot of snaps. Hassanin played 29 snaps. Joe Bocci, Nowoski, Reeder. Look at that. Rakestraw got in 22%. I like how they organize it by the number. Oh, it is organized by snap count. That's good. At least on defense and on offense, too. I like that. Very good. So I'll do it one more time slowly. See, luscious sources? That's what I'm about. I know it because you know I'm going to look for it. So you know it first. So it goes right in order, which I like this. I don't know if this was the way or it's been a while since I looked at it, but this is cool. Boom. So we're down to Sailors. You get a look there with Mason Miller got 27 snaps. Tesla only got 17. Conklin got 17. Dortch only got 7. It's probably a good sign. Anthony Lucas, they wanted to see a lot of 50 snaps, 46 for Abney. McCreary got 39. Gil Howard, you guys say want to see more? Whiteside got 33. Hassanin 29. And there you go. Onzarike used the most of his 15. Wingo got dinged up a little bit. And there you go. Tell me who shares the snap counts with the people. It's right there. I just showed it to you. That's where I get it. Is that unprofessional? So smash the like button for the doc. It's 1 a.m. We're going to go 3 hours. Now, listen, I'll be honest with you guys. The interview with Zuzu in the second hour, the beginning of the second hour, energized me. The last 20 minutes, I felt it a little bit because I didn't even drink the coffee whole. See, I didn't even drink. Ryan, you prevented me from drinking the coffee. It was like some kind of oxymoron shit where I was supposed to drink the coffee and then you messaged and I didn't drink the coffee. But it flew by. I could do another hour, but I'm not. 3 hour post game shows you what I'm about, shows you what I can bring to the table. Hopefully you enjoyed it for the 3 hours. I just thank you guys that stuck with it. We maintained we went to 100 almost on YouTube, but 380 people on X is crazy. Let's see if Christian's still awake. See, tell him. Let's do a roll call. Thank you guys. That flew by. No, I like I said, the reason why the reporting thing is cool, but I'm addicted to podcasting. I love doing this. Chit-chatting, talking sports, going back and forth, and get after it. Did I play my cards right? Or did I start a fight? Appreciate you guys. Teddy gets in. He's like, wait a minute. He's a grown man. He's like, no, dude, it's 3 hours. Like that's the limit. Teddy, you're the best. One Repub knows. One Repub. Did you say something to Mr. Hassani and he stopped coming in? No, I really do think he stopped because they told him, like, hey, there's a boundary. He is freewheeling dealing. He'll be like, he'll text Ahmed in the middle of the night. Yes, they need more depth. Sorry, Motor City, MIA, they're going to need more depth. Yeah, that's a concern. Yes. NFL topic. What did you think about the Jaden Daniels story? That's weird. That's like Doc level egomaniac. Like, you worried about number 5? He's like, the best is the messaging. I am firmly committed to my training camp experience, even though I'm taking a little time to write this profile here. But the number 5 is critical. And the way in which LSU handled it makes it so that I'm going to go get my lawyers to not let them. I mean, come on. Like, I think that in that step, you went from I'm mad to I'm going to sue you. Like, you missed all the middle steps, like a conversation. You say it on a podcast. Like, you just slyly just bring in a female reporter. You bring in it like Aaron. Hey, Aaron, I got a feature. Come on. Let me on your podcast. I got things to say. Like, you're supposed to like say it on a podcast and complain and then see if LSU acts. And then you go to, I'm going to send my lawyers to allegedly say, take my, like, that's a little bit like, wait a minute. Cause I look at it from my perspective. My favorite number is 11. That's why I love sharing the Jackson jersey. My favorite number is 11. I've always felt like it's a good, lucky number, strong. I have a soccer jersey with that number. It's my favorite number. So if I felt like I dominated in the field and someone wanted it, I'd want the person to kind of say, hey, I'd like them publicly to say, hey, I respect John Macaroon's efforts at Michigan State, and I'd love to wear the number. And I'd be like, slip me like 5 G's, partner, and we can talk about it. We'll start the conversation. Let's meet at the Magic City and we'll talk about it. No, but that's a little much about the whole number 5. Dr. Lau said that the turf toe for sailors should be mild. K. Will, another great live podcast, Doc. Always fun to join in. K. Will, it means a lot. Mishanuga, thank you. Look, man, you made the experience. My nephew just texted me something off the record that is funny, but would not have been texted had you not made that possible. So thank you humbly, deeply, Mr. Mishanuga. You made it fun. My nephew joined in on And I can't believe he's using that profile picture. We took that picture in Tennessee, in the streets of Tennessee, in a town maybe 4 miles from Pigeon Forge. We had fun with that. We were like walking in the business district, and there was like nobody there. It was cool. I don't think Jaden Daniels won a natty. No, no. Diggs is past his prime. Is not a good corner. I would be shocked. I think that they actually did that to send Ennis a message, or the corners like, "Hey, we're interested still." That's crazy. Roll call. Shout out to Mishanuga. He was great, a natural. He's a good kid. He loves sports, and he's got a crazy uncle who talks to him about sports all the time. Mishanuga, Teddy, and two, I like the intrigue too, right? Like I'm on video and he's like private, just talking. I said to him, I said, "Hey, listen, don't worry. Sit on the couch, do your thing. We'll chit chat." Keeps a little bit of air of mystery. And let me tell you, not too many people are gonna hit me up and ask to go golfing. This kid's one of them. And like for me, private kind of person, small, close circle of friends, it means the world because he could spend his time anywhere. Luscious sources came to deliver on a Thursday. And then plus, I can go strong. Thursday is my favorite day of the week. So let's do this. Ted E. Dick, are you a Hall of Fame voter? No, I didn't join. And one thing I do like as a lone wolf kind of mentality, I never joined the PFWA. I never joined the organization. I don't personally believe in unions. Personally, it's not to talk politics. I don't believe in unions. I don't need party X to advocate for me. There's one voice that advocates for me. I do my work, you pay me accordingly. Okay? I don't need some guy who probably is allegedly putting some money in his pocket to kiss ass or work maybe in my favor, maybe not. There was a union in my first job as a psychologist. I said, "What the hell?" As a psychologist union, that did shit for me. They gave us great benefits, but when that company asked me to do more and I asked for more money, they stuck to the company line of you only get 1% raise every year. I said, "But you're asking me to commit to 3 more years. I want this much money. You're not paying me shit." They said no. I said, I can't stay. Sorry. And I've always believed that, and if someone wants to debate that in a comment, let me know. But I've always believed that, in my humble opinion, that my work speaks for itself. Just look at it from this perspective. The Lions, and I publicly said, the Lions didn't publicly say I lost the credential. I was accountable and said I'm accountable, that I agree with their decision, but I just don't agree why. I said 1,000% I'm accountable. I acted a fool, but I had the right to. So I, on the basis of my work for the last 7 years on Sports Illustrated, was like, there's no problem. We know what you're about. You're a hard worker. You're loyal. You speak your mind, and you tell everybody what you're doing. There's no secrets. That the premise of the Twitter page is it's a shit show place, so you act accordingly. Twitter's a shit show, so you act accordingly. You go in the mud there. When you're in person, you're a little different. But on Sports Illustrated, it had no problem supporting me because I did my job. But I don't need Grandpa X to advocate on my behalf. I don't believe in unions, so I never joined the writers union. I don't want to vote for the Hall of Fame. I don't even have time to sit in those meetings. You are not supposed to reveal. That's why you guys are luscious sources. And I know you're having fun with it. The unknown Lions fans is a luscious source. You guys are great. He's like, I don't want to tell anybody, but I'm telling John information, Oh, you guys are funny. I like talking to you, unknown Lion fan. I enjoy popping up the phone every morning and seeing if I miss something, um, and seeing what you're talking about. Yeah. The Lions have been acting a fool for 40 years. Did not did not expect that they would spill over to the writers. Listen, there's decorum. There is decorum that you're supposed to have. But that just in the end, that's not where I belong. I don't belong in that stuffy room. I belong here in this chair. Talk to the people, let the people decide. I should get one, right? But I do not. Talk about ego. What a big ego on that guy. All right, here's the roll call. Ted E, thank you humbly. The unknown Lion fan. Mishanuga, you're a legend. I hope one day to shake your hand and you buy me a bourbon in some prestigious establishment. Teddy, Mishanuga, unknown Lion fan. You know what I think? K Will is in. Edith Paul, ZJA2. Wonderful work. You know he's already trying to get a cut of the super chats. Little Lebanese guy, spec down. Gavis Con, always enjoy your opinions. One Repub, the troublemaker. Motor City, MIA. Steve Wild, wilding out in the comments, loving it. Gavis Con. Dexter. Derek's crashing out about the preseason game. Well, duh. It's competitive. They're cousins. Think about it. One got on the podcast. Now the other wants to get on the podcast. Remember, Mishanuga, it's a crazy story real fast. When my little daughter was just a little baby is when I started. So I was put pressure on the mom to like be quiet. My wife was breastfeeding the Maddie. And I was sitting there going, honey, just a little quieter. Me and Adam are trying to talk about the Lions in 2013. My baby's 1 year old. And so I was podcasting since she was born. She's seen me talking to a microphone and go through it where people said, it's nothing. You're a nobody. You're a basement guy. You're an idiot. You're not a real reporter. You're not real. You're not this. And she saw how much it impacted me when my wife called it a hobby. So she's seen how much I've said it and how much it really took me to a spot where I was. So, and now, of course, she's a talker. I think she could do it really good too, but she's a little younger. I don't want to, be loose with my daughter. My nephew, that's a whole different subject. My nephew, it's just a little different. It's just a little different. With my nephew, he's a little older, a little wiser, and he could handle like Ryan getting in going, hey, get this fool off the air. Like my daughter, I don't know how what something weird that I would push would. I don't want to do that yet. The Papa Bear syndrome, you know what I mean? But I might let it rip with her. She might come on there. She might come on there and rip me. Like my nephew, I feel like would understand the premise of you don't rip the whole. My daughter will come in and probably tell me my podcast is boring. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's inside. That's inside. That's good. Gumby, Trey Adkins. Always Edith Paul. Steve Chimenti, the legend, 15-year listener. Who the hell can say that they've had a listener that has paid attention to their show for 15 years? And he was right. I should have did this in 2018. All right, everybody. Thank you for the 14 super chats. That's craziness. Tony Sierra, thank you. Mishanuga, kindness of your heart, thank you for what you do. This has been the 187-minute, wait, 6 times 3 is 180, 188 minutes talking Lions ball, and it flew by. Holy cow. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? What can we talk about Friday? Look, tomorrow, grades, Dan Campbell's quotes, snap counts. It'll just be fun in the comments. And then tomorrow, 3 hours today, I might go live, but I forgot the plans, but it might be taped. But I might effort a guest for the way it's going to go is Saturday's practice is in the afternoon. So tomorrow there's no practice for the Lions. A lot of recap, a lot of assessment of the game. Maybe a live show, but I can't guarantee it. Depending on if someone comes on as an interview, maybe I'll make that a doc file. So there's a lot of up in the air, but there'll be more time to recap everything. I am, but it's more private. Like the Instagram and TikToks are like, it's a lot because I'm on Facebook and Twitter and, I am, but that's more private. All right. I am the doc, and I represent proudly and humbly the Detroit Sports Podcast, founded by myself and Adam Strozinski back in 2013. And we are lovely, lovely partners with On Sports Illustrated. I'm working on that too, like but when I do 3-hour podcast, that's a lot to put up on a feed. I want to just kind of grow. We have me and Adam's podcast on the Detroit Sports Podcast feed. I want to keep the YouTube growing separately. And we'll work it out. Maybe when the season starts, more of the podcast will get up on Spotify and create stories off of them and all that kind of stuff. But right now it's early in training camp. We're getting the flow. And right now I'm focused on the YouTube and the website. And then all the rest, we'll start to do the stuff. So Detroit Sports Podcast, proudly broadcasting since 2013. We're working with On Sports Illustrated, and it's been a beautiful marriage. Beautiful marriage. Allowing me to be free. Freebird. Fabulous Freebird. And thank you for the time. Good night now. Let's talk. And like I said, hit me up in the comments. I'll be up for another hour or so doing some more work for what's going to come out tomorrow. See you.